Buddy, may mga nasunog ba ulit?
Maraming aabangan ng mga participants natin ngayong hapon. Maswerte sila, maraming ipapamigay na tokens ang PIFPO TCC.
Yeah, very good. Kala ko may mga nasunog na naman eh. Pero pwede bang pera na lang rin ibabigay nila, buddy?
Pwede, tama ang hula mo. Hindi mawawala yan, buddy. Hindi lang tayo mawawalan. Pero hindi rin tayo magkakaroon.
Abangan natin yan. Ngayon pa lang, nagpapasalamat na tayo sa mga nag-donate. At ano-ano mga ipapamigay, buddy?
Ang alam ko, pins, mugs, PIFPO polo shirts, and then yung hindi natin aayawan na cash.
Okay na okay yan, buddy. So mga kapips, tune in lang kayo. Baka pangalan niya na mabunot at makuha sa ruleta.
So start na tayo, buddy?
Yes, kung ready ng lahat,
Ready na.
about few minutes. Okay, buddy. So if you would to remind them something.
So let's start.
So first and foremost, let's greet our esteemed guests and fellow members.
Yes, buddy. We are very honored that this afternoon, the gentlemen and ladies in the screens had allotted their time and effort to attend this afternoon's program. To Engineer Ronel Baez, our PIFPO National President. Good afternoon, sir.
Engineer Armando Emata, PIFPO National NCR Regional Chairman. Good afternoon, sir.
Ganda nga po sa inyo lahat. Looking good.
Yeah. Engineer Alexander Listana, National PIFPO BP for Technical Professional Affairs. Good afternoon, sir.
Engineer Nardito Cornelio, National BP for Internal Affairs. Good afternoon, sir.
Magandang hapon sa Indo Gabos, mga kapipo sa Taguig.
Welcome to the event, sir. Dr. Apollo Pablo Zantua, PIFPO Taguig City President.
Good afternoon, Maraynal daw sa Indo Gabos.
Our esteemed guest,
Our PIFPO TCC officers.
BODs and members, ladies and gentlemen. Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon. Without further ado, let's start this afternoon's program. We will be your host. I'm SSUPT Hana Marie Velasco.
And I'm Engineer Denmar Alarcon.
Welcome
to
the chartering of Philippine Integrated Fire Protection
Organization, Taguig City.
We will have a short invocation to be led by Engineer Herbie Quezon and then followed by singing of Philippine National Anthem. Start.
Sige, pray lang po tayo. Panginoon, maraming salamat po sa aming pagtitipon right now, kahit po sa nasa kanya-kanya kaming bahay. Pinapanalangin ko po specifically, Panginoon, yung mga nagkasakit, lalo na nasa pandemic pa rin kami. Pinag-pray ko po that their family is safe. I pray for complete healing and even, Lord God, protection for everybody. Pinag-pray din po namin right now, Lord, yung aming mga national officers. Grant them, Lord, your wisdom, grant them their knowledge, Lord, as they guide the entire PIFPO world. I also pray, Lord God, for our local Taguig City chapter officers, Lord God. And tinatagubilin po namin itong programa namin ngayong hapon. Pinag-pray po namin lahat ng speakers, lahat po ng participants and guests, and even our host, Lord God, maging matiwasay po yung aming programa this afternoon. Pinag-pray din po namin maging fruitful and productive po itong hapon na to. So maraming salamat po sa inyong kabutihan. Ito po yung panalangin namin sa ngalan ni Jesus. Amen.
Thank you, Engineer Hervey. Now, let's all stand for the singing of our Philippine National Anthem. Salamat.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Okay, let's be seated. So before we formally open the program, may I request our participants to open their camera if you can, to view your beautiful and handsome faces so that we may be able to see our participants this afternoon. And if you're still okay, can you make some thumbs up? And if you are very okay this afternoon, happy face. Ayan, so very active yung participants natin.
Yes, buddy, very participative and active. And to formally open our chartering ceremony, may,
Yes. Sir
maybe
Robert,
call-
tumatawa po. Natutuwa sila.
may we call in Engineer Roberto Galvez Manuel Jr., VP for Internal Affairs and Organizational Development. Take it away, Engineer.
Thank you, Engineer Denmar and SPO2 Hana Marie Velasco. Good afternoon, Kapips. Today is a proud moment for all of us. We are delighted to welcome each and every one of you to the chartering of PIFPO Taguig chapter. Finally, nagbunga na rin ang ating pagsisikap sa tulong ng ating mga mahal na officer, national officer, si Pres Ronel Baez, National Secretary Armando Imata, and our National Vice President Nardito Cornelio. Sa tulong nila, no, talagang tinulungan nila tayo na matuloy ito. Now, we can join as competent and dedicated professionals. Gear up to commence into new beginning. As Murad said, my goal in life is to ensure everyone around me grows, including myself. As we all enter a new chapter, let us preserve the trust, our integrity and sense of duty, and more importantly, live up to our team PIFPO Taguig City Chapter for a fire-safe city. With our passion and commitment, no one can stop achieving our goals. With our camaraderie and teamwork, we can make the dream work, where we can pave the way for greatness and success. As a team, we share. As a family, we care. Salamat po.
Thank you, BP Rob, for that message. And your message keeps this event warmed up.
Yes. Now, to introduce our distinguished guest that will deliver another inspirational message, may we call in Engineer Jan Alfonso Corpus.
Thank you, Miss Hana, and thank you, Sir Dalmar. Before i-introduce ko yung ating guest of honor, ikakwento ko po muna sa inyo yung kanyang background. So, first, he took his PSME course at Bicol University in Legazpi City. He is a professional mechanical engineer with PRC registration certificate number 004141, a BFP certified fire safety practitioner, and a certified energy manager issued by the ASEAN Energy Management Scheme. The first chairman of PSME Fire Protection Technical Division and former chairman of the PSME BFP Technical Working Group, the chairman of 67th PSME National Convention and the 2016 to 2018 PSME National BP for Technical Affairs. He is the 2020 PSME National Treasurer and the immediate past National President of Philippine Society of Mechanical Engineers, a co-founder and the National BP for Internal Affairs of the Philippine Integrated Fire Protection Organization, Inc. He is also a member of the American Society of Mechanical Engineers and the Society of Maintenance and Reliability Professionals, having risen from the ranks starting as engineering aide until he was appointed as Facility Maintenance Manager of Energy Development Corporation, Bachman Geothermal Power Plant. His areas of expertise are in power plant operation and maintenance, maintenance of geothermal pipeline and appurtenances, heavy equipment operation and reliability maintenance, project management, fire and life safety system, construction, operation and industrial safety and health, as well as human resource and materials management. In 2015, he took a life-changing opportunity and decided to leave the Bachman Geothermal Business Unit of the Energy Development Corporation. Forward-looking as he is, and ready for whatever comes next, he established his own company, the Riyadh Construction and Supply Corporation, which he manages as president and CEO until now. He is an amazing engineer who can work through problems to bring about his vision, energetic, and has a strong sense of right and wrong. He likes to exchange ideas with others and is a great person to ask for advice. He also had a 5-year teaching stint as a college instructor of the Bicol University College of Engineering. He is happily married and has 2 kids. Please, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce Engineer Nardito M. Pernillo Jr.
Thank you. Thank you, Engineer Alfonso.
Thank you, sir.
Mukhang mahaba pa yung introduction mo, sasabihin ko eh. Anyway, maraming salamat ulit at napakagandang introduction. And of course, ating mga Bicolano na nandito, I think marami ka dito, si Dr. Santua. Maraming na hapon sa Indogabos, and sa mga, I think may mga kasamaan tayo ditong Bisaya, and maayong hapon sa inyong tanan. And sa ating mga board of directors and officers ng PIFPO Taguig, good afternoon to our guest, Senior Superintendent Jhufel and Brananola, the Chief of Internal Audit of the Bureau of Fire Protection National Headquarters. Of course, ating another guest, Engineer Eduard Bautista, the GM of Federal GM of Federal Property Management Corporation, and of course ating honorable guest, Engineer Michael Magpusao of the CEO and of the NBCP of Ayala Land. And of course sa aking mga kasama sa national officers, mga PIFPO, sa aming presidente, si Colonel Baez, magandang hapon tayo. Sa ating palaging hindi nag-absent na National Secretary, partner Aris si Mata, magandang hapon din sa iyo. And of course, mga ibang director, si BP Alex, si Sana, Nadia Oragon, na member ng PIFPO, na kasamahan ko na kami yung nag-umpisa nito. And I'm really, kumbaga napakasaya ko na nakikita ko ngayon na lumalago talaga yung PIFPO. And sabi nga, ang PIFPO hindi talaga titigil na dumami. And I think hindi na mapigilan. Kumbaga, nobody can stop this na talagang tumadami na yung mga PIFPO. And you know, PIFPO, sa PIFPO po, we don't create followers. Yan po ang tandaan natin. We don't create followers. We create more leaders to be the Philippine leaders in engineering for our fire safety. And I hope everyone in this chartering knows who is PIFPO and what is the vision and the mission and objective of PIFPO. Sana po lahat na nandito na naging membro at bakit kayo nagmembro sa PIFPO, dapat alam niyo sino ba si PIFPO? Ano ba ang mission ng PIFPO? Bakit kayo naging member ng PIFPO? And ano ba yung pupuntahan? Ano ba yung objective ng PIFPO? Bakit tayo nagkaroon ng ganitong organization? And just to give you a little background analysis about what is PIFPO and who is PIFPO. Ang PIFPO is a Philippine Integrated Fire Protection Organization, kaya siyang PIFPO in short. It's a non-profit organization established in 2017. Kung naalala nyo yung palaging pinalabas na PowerPoint ni partner Ares on the introduction, kung sino yung mga nag-umpisa ng PIFPO. And I think nandito yung apat kanina naging daan kung bakit meron tayong PIFPO at meron tayong chartering ngayon ng PIFPO Taguig. So PIFPO nga is a non-profit organization committed to eradicate loss and damages in life and property caused by fire-related hazards through focusing on the aspect of education, design, installation, operation, and legislation on the importance of both local and international code standards. So that is PIFPO. So yun po ang tanda natin, sino si PIFPO, yan po ang si PIFPO. So it's a non-profit organization. So just like other organizations na non-profit, pare-para sa PIFPO is ganun din po. And PIFPO is composed of highly trained and experienced fire protection professionals who are expert on the design, installation, audit, inspection, testing, commissioning, operation, and maintenance of fire protection system for all type of application. So ito pong sinasabi ko ngayon, nakasulat po yan sa introduction. I just want you to understand. Yung iba, baka hindi pa nyo nadaanan, ulitin po natin for the benefit. Kayo po ay magiging chartered PIFPO chapter na. Ibig sabihin, pumapasok na kayo sa aming organization. Wholeheartedly, buong-buo, wala nang atrasan. Tapos naman po yung inyong interim phase and now we are now on the phase of chartering. Babas-basa na kayo. Kumbaga bibinyagan na kayo na maging talagang kapamilya na kayo ng PIFPO. So ulitin ko po, PIFPO is now expanding to serve the fire protection practitioner and the community in the other parts of the country. As of this time, PIFPO has more than 24 chapters nationwide. Kasama na doon yung mga interim and the chartered office, chartered chapter. And what is the vision of PIFPO? Sabi natin, and sinasabi namin, PIFPO will be the Philippine leader in engineering on a fire-safe world. And what are the mission? Of course, mission of objective ng PIFPO. Isa-isahin ko po ito for the benefit ng iba, baka hindi pa po ninyo nadadaanan. Kumbaga, this is just a matter of, kumbaga, tawag ito, ulitin lang natin. Kung nabasa nyo na, refresher lang, kumbaga refresher lang. Para at least ma-remind tayo na bakit tayo pumapasok sa PIFPO. So, the mission of PIFPO is to define develop, and advance the use of engineering best practices. And the second, to expand the scientific and technical knowledge, of course, and to conduct research and development on the fire-related sciences. And of course, to reduce the community, to educate the community in order to reduce business losses and possible loss of life due to fire. May kasabihan tayo, alam natin lahat yan, mapagnakawan ka lang daw, huwag ka lang masunugan. Because you know, once na nasunugan ka na, everything in your belonging ay mauubos. Pero pag napagnakawan ka lang, on the next day, pag may pera ka, you can always replace what is being lost in your property. Ang masama niya, sabi nga natin, pag nasunugan ka at may casualty, irreversible ang damage. So again, what is the objective of PIFPO? To advance the art and science of architecture with allied skills. And of course, to maintain the high ethical standard among its members. Tandaan po natin yan. Ayaw natin maging katulad ng iba-ibang organization. I don't want to mention any organization na nagiging maganda sa umpisa but later on nangingibabaw ng kanilang personal interest. Huwag po sana mangyari sa atin sa PIFPO na lumalaki tayo ay huwag nating hayaan yung ating mga personal interest ang mangibabaw sa darating na panahon. Let's maintain the high ethical standard among its members. And of course, to foster fire protection engineering education, we understand that there are three types of fire protection: passive, active, and inspection, testing, and maintenance or education. So kailangan natin educate yung ating mga kasamahan in the community para malaman nila what is really the importance of fire protection. Not only the fire protection, but all the installation in the facilities. Ano ba ang importansya ng bakit meron kang kailangan, bakit meron tayong kinakabit na fire detection alarm system, and bakit meron tayong kinakabit ng mga fire sprinkler system, and how it operates properly, and how it's being maintained properly. And of course, to promote fire and safety awareness through prevention and protection and education. So yan po ang mission, vision, and ng PIFPO, and hopefully with this short pagbalikan natin yung anong mga sana po maintindihan natin bakit tayo pumapasok sa PIFPO. So to end, sabi nga ni John Adam Kempsey, if your action inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. So lahat po ng mga magiging chartered officers ng PIFPO Taguig City Chapter, be a leader. So tandaan po natin, let's continue the fire burning. Huwag po nating hayaan na after this chartering ay mag-subside na yung inyong eagerness to become more and sa PIFPO. Ano po, mas lalo kong lubagon yung inyong kagustuhan na talagang pagandahin natin yung ating organization. So once again, magandang hapon po sa lahat at thank you very much and congratulations po sa lahat ng mga officers, directors, and members of PIFPO Taguig Chapter. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you. Thank you, Engineer Nardito Cornelio, our National VP for Internal Affairs, for reminding us the objectives of the minds of the founding of PIFPO. Not only the pioneers beat the odds in order to found this team, but their struggle in order to continue the vision. So we will surely continue with the goals and visions of PIFPO. Again, more power to our PIFPO national officers and all its chapters. Okay, so to make our participants more excited, let's start spinning the roulette and give some prizes. Let's call in Engineer Kyle.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everybody's doing well. Let me just share my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's start our first round of roulette. So a while ago, nasabi ni Miss Hannah at saka ni Sir Denmark na meron tayo mga exciting prizes. For this round, you will be winning 7 winners of PIFPO pin. Okay. Our first lucky winner. Andito ba si Rexon Gamara? Sir Rexon Gamara, congratulations. Andito po ba? Yan. Just take note po, Miss Hannah, kung sino yung mga winners natin for each round. Okay, for our next winner. So we still have 6 to be drawn for this round. Okay. Congratulations, Miss Hannah. So kasama ka pala. Congratulations for winning
Miss Hannah.
PIFPO pin.
Yes, buddy.
Swerte ha.
Siniswerte nga naman, Miss Hannah. Bueno mano. Okay, our next winner. Okay, let's spin the wheel. Sir Franny Ver Epili, congratulations, sir. We still have 4. All right. So I think we have 5 rounds, right, Miss Hannah? So palaki ng palaki yung prizes natin every round. Yeah,
Sir,
just
ano
tune
yung mga
in.
ipapamigay natin sa kanila sa first round of ano?
First round, puro pin muna, Miss Hannah.
Ang swerte
7
ko naman,
pins.
sir.
Hindi ka na mabubunot. Sorry, Miss Hannah. Sir Mark, congratulations. So, we're down to 3. 3 na lang po ang mananalo. Okay? So, our next winner. Sir Ian Kenneth Cabardo. Congratulations, sir. Last 2. Yan. Ang purpose pala ng raffle na to, Miss Hannah, para makinig sila towards the end, di ba? Kasi baka mamaya bigla may mag-leave eh. Baka may mag-leave. So, sorry na lang kung wala sila dito. Okay. Last 2. Oops, sorry. May ano. May na-copy po na hindi dapat. Okay, typo lang po, typo. Sige, ulit po tayo. Miss Angeli Velasquez, congratulations po.
Thank you.
And last but not the least, ano kaya ito? PIFPO pin. Pwedeng ilagay sa mga backpack, sa polo. Miss Babylene Ali. Miss Babylene, congratulations. So that's our first round of winners. So back to you, Miss Hannah and Sir Denmar.
Thank you, Sir Cal. Ang swerte
you,
naman ng
Cal.
first round. At least nagkaroon, di ba? Hindi nawalan. Palakpakan naman natin yung mga nanalo ng PIFPO pins.
Disqualified
So,
ka na sa cash, buddy.
Oh, may sayang, sir, no? Hindi nasabay. So, lahat ng mga na bunot or na spin yung name, you have your details, your address. So, just coordinate after the program. Kung halimbawa, cash naman, send your GCash number so that the donors can send it to you. Okay, so we have the list, and then later on, for the items para ma-deliver sa location, we will verify the delivery address. Okay po, thumbs up po sa mga nanalo. Virtual thumbs up if you're still there. Happy face sa mga naka-on ng camera. So, let's keep moving on. Ayan, may mga tumatawa ulit. Nag-aabang, maswerte daw sila, hindi pa sila nabunot. May cash kasi sila susunod eh. Okay, so, buddy, now we have come to our guest speakers. Are you excited to hear them? Oh, I'm very excited to hear what they're about to say. But first and foremost, let's take this opportunity to thank them in advance for allotting time. Syempre, Saturday ngayon, but they have kumbaga, reserved Saturday afternoon for the chartering. So,
Yes, buddy. We are really honored and privileged people, but also our Taguig City chapter have also prepared some token of appreciation for our guests of honor and speakers.
okay. So let's keep things moving up. The first guest speaker is a good friend, and I've known him around 2014. Now, to cut to the chase, let's call in Engineer Samuel Zantua, VP for Technical and Professional Affairs of PIFPO TCC, to introduce our first guest of honor and speaker.
Okay, thank you, Anna. Bali, good afternoon, Kapips. Let me introduce one of our guests of honor for today's event. He is the Chief of Internal Audit Service of the Bureau of Fire Protection. A lawyer by profession, he joined the fire service as Fire Officer 1 way back in 1997 and became a commissioned officer via lateral entry in 2001. He held various designations in the BFE such as Chief Investigation and Intelligence, Chief Internal Affairs, District Fire Marshal of Zamboanga City, and Assistant Regional Director for Administration. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Senior Superintendent Jhufel M. Brananola.
Thank you very much. Am I loud and clear? Naririnig po ba tayo? Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes po, yes po.
Thank you, Brad, Samuel Oy Santua, for the nice introduction. And sa kasamahan ko sa Bureau of Fire Protection, si Hana, si Puto Hana Maribilasco. Nice to see you, Han. To the officers, men and women of Philippine Integrated Fire Protection Organization, Taguig City Chapter, headed by Chapter President Dr. Apollo Pablo U. Santua, a registered electrical engineer, a mechanical engineer, a civil engineer, and a registered master plumber, who also happens to be my fraternal brother in the Beta Sigma fraternity, to the National President of PIFPO, Engineer Ronel R. Bais, sir. To my fraternal brother, Engineer Samuel Santua, the Vice President for Technical and Professional Affairs, Brad. To the members of the Board of Directors of PIFPO, sir and ma'am, other distinguished guests, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I would like to thank you all for inviting me here as one of your guests of honor and speaker. I am very humbled and elated by your invitation. And I would like also to congratulate you all for a job well done, for having today's chartering ceremony of your PIFPO Taguig City Chapter. On behalf of the Bureau of Fire Protection, headed by our Chief Bureau of Fire Protection Fire Director Louis Ispuracan, our warmest congratulations to all of you. An organization such as this is a welcome development for the Bureau of Fire Protection. Your team, PIFPO Taguig City Chapter for a Fire Safe City, is in consonance with our vision, the BEP vision, which is a modern fire service fully capable of ensuring a fire safe nation by 2034. This means that your team and our vision are aligned to have a fire safe city and a fire safe nation. Further, the chartering of your organization is also in accord with the newly enacted BEP Modernization Law under RA 11589. In this law, you are all considered as fire safety practitioners. And we define fire safety practitioners as any qualified person recognized by the Bureau of Fire Protection engaged in, but not limited to, the design, construction, installation, repair and maintenance, assessment, and rehabilitation of fire safety construction, suppression and control systems, protective and warning systems, and life safety related services, or employed as a safety officer of public and private establishments and companies. In our proposed IRR, the BEP recognized the active role of fire safety practitioners such as your organization. The modernization law likewise mandates that the BEP shall provide fire safety practitioners training specified under the revised IRR of RA 9514, otherwise known as the Fire Code of the Philippines of 2008. The BEP Modernization Law also mandates the BEP to have a strong community relations, programs and activities to implement community-centered fire prevention campaigns, public fire education, community development, and social intervention and similar programs. That is why I can say that the chartering of your organization's Taguig City chapter is very timely with the enactment of the BEP Modernization Law. And rest assured that your BEP, your Bureau of Fire Protection, your partner in ensuring a fire safe city and fire safe nation is with you. Thank you very much for inviting me and to be part of your history. I am very humbled and honored. And once again, congratulations to all of you and kudos to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Brananola, for those insights. For sure, PIFPO members are very thrilled with the BFP Modernization Law. We are really looking forward for the upcoming news, activities, and training that the BFP and PIFPO will undergo in the future. So hopefully, pandemic will stop and we will have a lot of activities that will be coming forward. So once again, the honors is ours. Thank you, sir. So we're very honored, sir, also that you will be witnessing our chartering. To give the award to our guest of honor speaker, may we call in Engineer Robert Galvez. Sound, sir?
Yan. Philippine Integrated Fire Protection Organization, Taguig City Chapter, gives this certificate of appreciation to Senior Superintendent Jhufel M. Brananola, DSC, BFP, for his unwavering support and guidance that helped PIFPO Taguig City Chapter in moving ahead toward a fire-safe city. Give this 22nd day of January 2022 via Zoom. Signed by yours truly and Dr. Apollo Pablo Santua, Chapter President.
Thank you very much.
Okay, may we
Thank you.
request
Thank you po.
may we request a spotlight for our guest of honor speaker and our BP row for a short picture. Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you, sirs. Buddy.
Yes, buddy. Thank you. And if all are settled, let's go to our next guest of honor speaker. So may we call on Architect Levi Canaleta to introduce our second guest of honor speaker. Architect Levi.
Buddy, I think it's Engineer Robert Cruz. Am I right? For the second guest of a speaker?
Yeah, John Robert Cruz.
Yes, yes. Okay, so Buddy, may we request Engineer Cruz to introduce the second guest of honor speaker?
Engineer John Robert Cruz.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Miss MC, Miss Hannah?
Yes, sir.
I think engineer or guest speaker Mike Magpusao is still not around.
Okay. So we'll go to the third speaker. Okay. Give it back to Architect Levy for the introduction of our next guest of honor speaker. Thank you, sir.
Hello, magandang hapon. Can you guys hear me? Hello? My test. 1, 2, 3.
Hello. Yeah,
Ayan.
We can hear you.
Thank you. Marami pong salamat. Thank you, Engineer Denmar and SFO2 Hannah. Now, allow me to introduce our next guest of honor and speaker. He is a professional who wears many hats. He was certified as a fire protection specialist by the U.S. National Fire Protection Association in 2018, was accredited as a lead professional by the U.S. Green Building Council in 2009, became a professional electrical engineer in 1995, became a professional mechanical engineer in 2000, and became a registered master plumber in 2002 after placing 7th in the top 10 list. He has also received several accolades in the past. In November 2011, he was awarded the Most Outstanding Electrical Practitioner in the field of corporate management by the Institute of Integrated Electrical Engineers of the Philippines, or the IIEE. In October 2011, he was awarded the Hotel Hero Award by Shangri-La Hotel in Surabaya in Indonesia. In July 2006, he was included in the list of the most outstanding electrical practitioners by IIEE Region 4. In 2007, he helped propel his IIEE chapter Northern Laguna to receive the most outstanding IIEE chapter award while serving as the president. And for 4 consecutive years spanning 2007 to 2010, he was awarded the most outstanding energy manager by the Department of Energy. Currently, our guest of honor and speaker serves as the group head.
Alis na rin ako.
Ayan, aalis na po siya. Pakimute lang po muna.
Sa'yo na lang. Dahil mo na lang yan. Tayo na lang. Hindi.
Soft reminder lang po sa ating mga participants. Please mute yourselves during the program ceremony.
Architect Levy, naka-mute ka.
Architect, naka-mute ka.
Na-mute din pala ako. Sorry about that. Again, as a soft reminder, paki-mute po muna ang ating mga sarili during the entire course of the program. Thank you. Now, moving on. For 4 consecutive years, once again, spanning 2007 to 2010, our guest of honor and speaker was awarded the most outstanding energy manager by the Department of Energy. Currently, he is the group head for property operations of Federal Land Incorporated, and he also serves as the vice president and general manager of Federal Property Management Corporation. There is so much more to tell about him, and so we are definitely honored to have him here. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming our guest of honor and speaker, Engineer John Eduard Bautista. Over to you, Engineer Bautista.
Wow. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. Thank you very much, Architect Levy Canaleta. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, Chief. Loud and clear.
Yes.
Loud and clear.
Thank you.
Yes.
Again, thank you, Architect Canaleta, for that kind introductions. To the officers and members of this organization, Philippine Integrated Fire Protection Organization, Taguig City chapters, to the guests and officers of PIFPO national officers, colleagues in the fire safety industry, even my colleagues in the hotel engineering industry that I've seen so many in this event. Good afternoon. Firstly, I would like to thank the organization for inviting me to be part of this momentous event, the chartering ceremony and induction of officers, of charter officers and members. It is my pleasure to speak before these organizations with colleagues in the industry and be able to share some humble thoughts with you. I'm sharing this thought, taking some perspective as being one of the professional in fire safety industry as well, and being one of the stakeholder in fire safety industry representing the real estate development and hotel engineering. As fire safety professional, it was mentioned that I'm a certified fire protection specialist of NFPA and a member of NFPA for more than 15 years now. I've been involved in the design, construction, testing, commissioning, operations, and maintenance of fire safety systems in hotel, residential, commercial, both here in the Philippines and abroad. I'm also a member of this organization. I'm a member of PIFPO through the invitation of your National Treasurer Engineer Gilbert Tomas. Although I've not enlisted myself to which chapter to register, I put my name initially in Laguna, but since I have accepted a job in Makati, so maybe I will wait for the chartering of Makati chapter, so that my name will be included there. I can be a member as well of Taguig, no? I have a resident in BGC, so I can be a member of Taguig as well. But anyhow, I'm also part of this fire safety in this industry or professionals. On the other hand, we also play as a stakeholder in the industry. As introduced, I'm currently connected with the federal land in charge of the property technical engineering operations and post-constructions. As federal land continue to expand its development, the fire safety aspect of property development is one key or important areas that we need to look into and improve. One reasons that I've hired Gilbert. Gilbert now Tomas is part of my team to reinforce our team for compliance to fire safety. Also, I'm a president of the Hotel Engineers Associations of the Philippines, which represents hotel engineering professional who manage the fire safety systems in high-rise hotels. Secondly, I would like to start by recognizing the vital role of this organization, PIFPO, in building this fire safety industry with common objectives of protecting life and properties. Amid the unprecedented challenges brought by the COVID-19 pandemic, PIFPO rise up by delivering technical seminars, and this is truly commendable. I remember in 2020, during the lockdown months, there's a virtual seminar almost 2 to 3 weeks, no? So 3 times a week, and even ended up to 7 o'clock in the evening. I can remember it was conducted by now President Ronel, no, and Engr Imata. At that time, I've been part of the PIFPO Laguna. So halos araw-araw I can see almost nakikita puro PIFPO ang nasa laman ng computers. And that's indeed, no, an affirmation of practices in the fire safety industry. PIFPO made the pandemic lockdown less boring and more technical knowledge building. The awareness and the organizational competency on fire safety within the organization really rise up or improve during this time. So I would say ang daming natuto ng fire safety engineering at that time, including myself. As we are all affected by this pandemic for almost 2 years now, our then fear and anxieties now turn into determination to bounce back and be resilient. Resiliency for ourselves and to our organizations we belong. This event showed resiliency that despite of the pandemic challenges, PIFPO Taguig chapter continue to put its effort and dedication forward to serve its members and the organization. In the real estate industry and even the hotel engineering industry, this pandemic is an eye-opener and brings forth the need to optimize the use of technologies adoption of new approach in building operations in order to survive. As we transcend challenges and embracing resiliency, let me offer some of my thoughts, or you can say suggestions, that the PIFPO organization could consider and include in many of its plans, programs moving forward. First, I'd like to start professional competencies. I believe that the best way to raise the fire safety standards in the Philippines at par internationally will be through increasing our professional competencies. This could happen through a continued professional development of all the stakeholders in the industry. When I say stakeholders, that would include fire safety practitioners, designers, consultants, inspectors, maintenance engineers, and even the inspectors under the authority, the Bureau of Fire. Understanding the requirements for inspection and maintenance collectively, they constitute the professional competencies within the fire safety industry. I would say it would be difficult for us to achieve our objective to ultimately protect lives and property where only limited professionals understand it. One of my classic examples here I can give is the situation where you have a designer and a consultant and have designed maybe a best-in-class fire safety systems in the building, but the operator and the maintenance engineer failed to perform the proper inspection, testing, and maintenance of the said system. Then the so-called best-in-class system may not be useful during fire emergency, and maybe those systems may not be operational at that time. So the more complex the system, the more testing and maintenance activities need to be performed. So I would say competency must transcend to all key stakeholders in the industry. And I can see that people as an organization will be the key drivers for us. When I say us, because I include myself here, to improve this area, raising the competency level of our professional and our practices in the industry. I implore the organization to keep that passion going and continue implementing development programs, conducting seminars, maybe conducting or establishing certification programs as well, similar to NFPA certification program, to continuously raise awareness and competencies among our professionals. The next point that I would like to talk about is the role of people in achieving higher standards on fire safety. People should act as a fire safety standard ambassadors. People has accomplished so much in this area already, I can see. My suggestion here is to continue to be the technical resource of the authority, our Bureau of Fire Protections, in the evolutions of a new standard. We have a comprehensive fire code of the Philippines at this point, which is a very great accomplishment. But the code referred to many NFPA standards that may need to be clarified its applicability to the Philippine settings. I'm humbly suggesting that this organization will continue to play an active role in recommending amendments and making this code or standard a living document as it continue to be updated to meet the changing demand in the industry. In my experience as a corporate director of engineering for Shangri-La Hotels for almost 5 years and overseeing more than 80 hotels across different countries with different fire safety standards. For example, Singapore, Malaysia adopted British standards, while Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Oman adopted mostly NEPA, which is an American standards. In my observations, the performance of different standards to protect life and properties is not dependent on what is written in the books, or in the code, but it is more on the collective participation of all the stakeholders to achieve a common goal. In most cases, the national organization in every country I visited took the active leadership to partner with the authority in communicating, interpreting, and implementing the established standards. While we're in the standards, I would like to highlight one important that I believe essential and relevant to our current business conditions as applied to real estate industry, which is the high-rise building fire safety. As we're talking about the changing demand in the industry, everyone would already notice the mushrooms of skyscrapers, particularly in busy financial districts in Metro Manila and say in BGC Taguig. All building developments are now building more than 40 stories high, where capabilities of our authorities to respond effectively may not be as effective compared to responding to 10 to 20 story building. And for building at this height, the reliability or the effectiveness of the first seconds or minutes of the fire incidents will rely mostly on what the fire protection system installed, the in-house emergency response procedures, and the competency and trainings of all in-house emergency personnel will all play an essential part before the arrival of the fire authority. Now, having said this, the next point I would like to ask to the organization is to start a forum to establish a fire safety standard for skyscrapers, high-rise buildings, no? Even buildings more than 30 stories. With emphasis on having a complete system provisions for an effectively emergency plan and a response procedures or guideline. In most of my careers, I've been involved in the design, as I mentioned. Though we have improved more of the design approach in the new high-rise buildings, there are still many buildings, like old buildings, that's deficient in terms of system provisions to achieve proper response in the events of a fire emergency. Fire emergency planning is an essential element to mitigate issues brought about by the lack of the needed complex systems and prevent fatalities and injuries, reduce property damage, and ensure the immediate resumption of effective business to normal operations. There are many challenges in establishing and implementing emergency plan for high-rise building. Even myself, I've been involved with the pre-operations, operations, and maintenance of a 60-story hotel in BGC. That's the Shangla at the Fort. So when we took that over, you can imagine what would happen if there's a fire emergency in 50 floors. No? How do we respond? So I'm taking this somehow as a note that maybe in the future we'll be able to have these standards, no, that would cover evacuation strategies, fire department accessibility, maybe smoke movement and crowd control, particularly for very high buildings. I implore the organization to brainstorm, exchange ideas, and come up with the guidelines. Maybe to include, as I mentioned, strategies of phase evacuations. The code does not include how there's no specific provisions to really outline what needs to be done. This will minimize exposing occupants to traveling extended vertical distance to the street level, which may result in tiredness and dizziness. As we all knew, in 9/11, it was reported that there were more fatalities due to exhaustions rather than fire. The last point that I would like to talk about is bridging relationship. Bridging relationship with authority and the industry to reinforce and maintain this bridge so that the industry be able to connect with the authorities swiftly, to reinforce compliance with the fire safety standards and guidelines in the industry, I thought that in this aspect, people will play a big role in connecting this relationship between the industry and the authorities. So much of that points that I mentioned, all those points are all my personal insights, which I can see also within the objective of the organizations. And these points are being offered to the organizations for considerations. But conversely, I would like to offer something as well in return. Along with the organization where I currently belong, the Hotel Engineers Association of the Philippines, the Federal Land Incorporated, I pledge to support people, plans, and programs moving forward in a small way that we can. We are pleased to offer our support to collaborate with you in any of your future projects. Just let us know. So before I end, allow me again to wish the new set of officers and members for this newly chartered chapter, and through the guidance of the national officers of the organization, to continue to be passionate, to continue to brainstorm and exchange ideas, as well as sharing of best practices, to be the beacon of inspirations, empowering professionals and practitioners and all the stakeholders within the organization and the fire safety industry as a whole. Again, maraming salamat and congratulations sa inyong lahat. Good afternoon. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Engineer
Thank
John
you.
Bautista, for your insight.
Not
just given your technical and the strategic insights in terms of fire safety. You have also pledged the help from your company and from IIEE, the Hotel Engineers Association, which also I'm a member. And we're here willing to give assistance to people. And indeed, we have learned something again from your thoughts, and we are very honored that you have witnessed and you will witness the chartering of PIFPO Taguig City Chapter. Again, thank you, sir. And
thank you.
And to give the award to our guest of honor and speaker, may we call in Dr. Apollo Pablo Santua.
Okay, to our special guest for today from Philippine Integrated Fire Protection Organization, Taguig City Chapter, we would like to present to you our certificate of appreciation, Engineer John Eduard Bautista, PIIE, PME, RMP, for his unwavering support and guidance that he gave us today, okay, and help our chapter in moving ahead towards a fire-safe city. Given this 22nd day of January 2022 via online Zoom. Signed by Engineer Roberto Galvis Manuel Jr., VP for Internal Affairs and Organizational Development. Signed, yours truly, Apollo Pablo Santua, Chapter President. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Buddy, we're very
Yes.
honored this afternoon.
Yeah, a lot of insights and a lot of guidance.
Yes. Did you know that we are 50, more than 50 in this Zoom meeting? If this is in a real assembly, this will be a very active group full of excitement, snacks flowing. Kaya lang, syempre, alam mo na, virtual yung snacks, virtual yung smiles. Pero are you still there? Thumbs up if you're still there. Thumbs up, guys. Gutom na ba kayo, guys?
Yes, gutom na.
Oh, sabi ko na nga, be. With a lot of information that we have received, for sure we are famished. So, let's request Engineer Kyle to roll the roulettes, and then let's take some short breaks and snacks. But please tune in, okay? If you're not tuned in and you were in the raffle, automatic wave po yan, ha? Okay, ayan. Si Engineer Kyle?
Okay, good afternoon. Miss Hana, another question. Gising pa ba kayo?
Yes.
Hopefully, gising pa kayo kasi pag tulog kayo, baka wala kayong prize. Ang prize natin for this second set, okay, so 2 pins plus nag-upgrade, 3 mugs.
Wow.
Hindi po yung mugs ng BMW, but mug, as in mug. Right. Sige, let me share my screen. Okay, so we will be having 5 winners for this round. Okay, start the first draw. Our first winner. Congratulations, Mr. Henry Binaraw. You'll be winning a pin, PIFPO pin. So our next draw is for another pin. So last na yung pin. Ubus na. So ang next winner naman natin is mug naman. Mug. After nitong draw na to. So the last pin will be received by Miss Kirsten. Miss Kirsten Ocampo. Congratulations.
Mr. po yan, engineer po yan.
Ay,
Mr.
po. Sorry. Sorry, Kirsten Aldrich, Engineer Kirsten Ocampo. Congratulations, sir. Okay, so the next 3, ang ma-receive niyo po is mug. Okay? May picture ba tayo ng mug dyan, Miss Hana? Basta mukhang mamahalin naman yung mug na yon. Nakita ko naman yung mug. So, hindi naman, babasagin ba? Ano kung babasagin? Anyway, it's a mug, still a mug, no?
Yes.
Congratulations, Engineer Epe Lepasana. You'll be winning a mug. Congratulations. So last 2 for this round. Yay! Ako po yun, yes. May bago na naman akong mug. Pag-grab nyo na lang po, Miss Hana. Okay? Okay, last winner. Yun, no? So, panalo na yung mga host natin. Wala na kayong chance sa grand prize later. Congratulations, Engineer Denmar. You will be receiving a mug. All right. Back to you, Miss Hana and Engineer Denmar.
Thank you, Engineer Kyle. Ang lakas manalangin ng iba doon sa mga susunod na roulette spinning, ang suswerte nila. Na bunot na yung pangalan namin ni Buddy.
Yes.
So, thanks again, Engineer Kyle. Back to you, Buddy.
Yes, to continue our program for this chartering, for our next guest of honor speaker, I was privileged that I have met him personally last Monday here in one of our properties, because he's He's a prime mover, if not an enabler on fire safety and in safety in general in our company. So to further introduce him, let's call on one of our BOD, Engineer June Robert Cruz. Engineer Cruz.
Thank you, Engineer Denmar, SFO2 Hana. So good afternoon to all. Allow me to introduce our next guest of honor and speaker. He currently serves as the Operations Chief Engineer of Ayala Land Inc., Chief Operating Officer and Corporate Chief Engineer of Ayala Property Management Corporation, Engineering Group Head of Ayala Malls Inc., and the President of Philippine Integrated Energy Solutions Inc. He is also currently a professor of the Mechanical Engineering Department at the Mapua Institute of Technology, a position he has held since 1996. He is also concurrently APMC's Corporate Safety Officer, Corporate Professional Mechanical Engineer, and Corporate Energy Manager. He is a professional mechanical engineer since 2001, a licensed OSH consultant as certified by the Department of Labor and Employment, and certified ASEAN Energy Manager by AEMAS. He has over 20 years of industry experience and has held the following positions prior to his appointment. He has been an executive director and head of global real estate of JP Morgan Chase & Company, Philippine branch from 2010 to 2016. He has been vice president and corporate realty service asset manager of Citibank Manila branch from 2004 to 2010, and has been a property manager, technical support group manager, and project manager of APMC from 1996 to 2004, and operations engineer of Procter & Gamble Philippines from 1995 to 1996. He has earned his Bachelor of Science degrees in Mechanical Engineering and Electrical Engineering, both from the Mapua Institute of Technology in 1995 and 2001 respectively. He is also has a post-baccalaureate diploma in Fire Safety Technology from the University of Makati in 2004. Without further ado, let us all give a warm welcome to Engineer Michael Magpusao.
Thank you, June. Thank you, Denmark, and thank you, Sam, for inviting me. No, so ako naman I prepared something so that we can share the execution part. Let me share my screen, and I think can I request yung host to give me capability to screen share?
Sec June.
Okay. Can you see it, Denmark?
Yes, Chief. Your screen is now shared.
Okay. Good afternoon, guys. When some reach out to me, some actually requested to provide specific sample on what are the things we are doing in Ayala, considering we have a big portfolio. So let me start again, as mentioned by June. So I've been practicing engineering operation for the last 25 years. So I started 1996, and June already mentioned where I came from. So basically, the request of some is actually to share to the participants, to our BFP, and to our colleagues in engineering practice, some strategic and specific actions to, especially in managing big portfolio. So let me start with safety minute, because in Ayala we always start our meeting with the safety minute. I started my safety minute with different fire protection technology because I would like to capture na yung fire safety is not all about firefighting. Because yung firefighting is already at the tail end of the situation. So what I will be sharing is actually what are the execution plan, because sometimes as fire safety practitioner, nababawasan yung moral niya if management is actually not supporting. But again, it is our responsibility to convince management and not really to push. Having said that, let me share back my screen. Let me just remove so that we can share. Okay. Let me share to the team 5 outline. Let me start with portfolio. No? So we're actually managing around 400 properties across the country. So although sila Denmark is actually hotels group, but that is part of our safety committee. No? So we currently have 88 office buildings, 228 residential communities, 25 estates, and 37 malls, plus the hotel and resorts under the group of Ayala Hotels and Resorts Group. No? And in terms of exponential growth, we actually operate in startup buildings with this quantity. 2016, 30 projects. 2017, 68 projects. 2018, 70 projects. 2019, 75 projects. 2020, because of pandemic, we did not stop. We still opened 17 projects. 2021, 18 projects. 2022, we will again open 53 projects. So we put kaya naman because my direct manager name is Laurent Lamasuta. So that is how exponential we plan to grow across the group. And that is actually a big challenge, especially for us, safety practitioner. So that's why we need to ensure na meron talagang strategic and not tactical safety focus. So as we all know, having no plan is actually planning to fail because we need to ensure ano ba yung gusto natin. In Ayala, we want to ensure quality, safety, and customer service. And on the perspective of fire safety, ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng tatlong item na yon? That should mean safety, code compliance, quality, and consistency. Then, on a more granular, para mas maintindihan natin paano ba natin i-execute, kailangan muna natin i-accept na yung safety is not all about chamba. So yun yung kailangan nating isipin Kasi pag sinabi natin swerte lang tayo this year dahil walang fire safety incident or swerte lang tayo dahil maganda yung statistics natin. Ibig sabihin, that is not engineering. Because yung engineering is all about planning. So yun yung gusto namin. So yes, may kasamang swerte pero hindi yun yung pinag-uusapan dapat natin related to fire safety. Dapat ang pinag-uusapan natin is actually paano ba natin i-execute yung plan natin. Going back, so meron dalawa kaming tinitignan. Sabi, ito yung napag-aralan natin sa OSH and BOSH. Sabi natin, 2% is actually non-preventable and 98% preventable. So saan ba galing yon? Yung pinag-aralan yon ni Herbert Henrich. But on the ground, paano natin ihahatiin yung ginagawa natin in terms of safety preparation. We focus on administrative controls. Ito yung mga process, governance, people, and engineering controls. So to be more specific, ano ba yung gusto natin para hindi tayo ma-frustrate in terms of ano yung gustong gawin natin sa overall safety ng kumpanya, especially with Ayala, the portfolio is really enormous. Again, with all due respect doon sa mga different developer, I think sa Ayala yung may pinakamalaking portfolio sa Pilipinas right now. Because residential alone, meron kaming 5 brand. Meron kaming Ayala Premier, meron kaming Alveo, Avida, Amaya, and Bella Vita. So, then meron din kaming office. Yung office namin is actually 2. Meron kang traditional office and meron kang BPO. Dahil yung Pilipinas, yung BPO or yung call center, actually, yan yung pangalawang pinakamalaking earnings ng government. Then meron tayong hotels and resorts or yung tinatawag nating leisures. Then meron din kaming warehouse. So meron din kaming cold storage. At maliban doon, we partner with government because we manage 25 estates. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng estates? Para kaming mini mayor. Kasi for example, BGC. So that is Bonifacio Estate. So yung ano natin sa Makati, Masaya, that is another estate. So hindi lang buildings actually ang minamanage ng Ayala Land or ng APMC, kundi pati estate. So with that enormous responsibility, ang tanong nga, paano ka matutulog? So, matutulog ka because meron kang strategic plan. Hindi ka dapat kinakabahan kung naniniwala ka dun sa plano mo. Kasi ang pinaka-importante na dapat na realization natin is maniwala ka muna sa plano mo. Kasi pag hindi ka ikaw mismo hindi naniniwala sa plano mo, how can you execute? Number 2, we need to execute in chunks. Yung kaya lang natin iswallow. Hindi pwedeng pangarapin agad natin. Again, going back to be more specific, sabi natin, ito, no? Alam na natin to SMART. Specific, measurable, attainable, sometimes they call that achievable, realistic, and time-bound. However, yung SMART, kailangan natin i-balance dito sa baba. We need to ensure na walang overcommitment. We also need to ensure na hindi naman super conservative. Hindi pwedeng undercommitment. Kasi again, ang pinag-uusapan natin, more than 400 properties across the country. Number 3, we need to understand resources. Hindi tayo pwedeng humingi ng langit. Especially right now, nasa gitna tayo ng hindi company financial crisis. Nasa gitna tayo ng global financial crisis. Cash is king right now because we need, lahat ng kumpanya ngayon nasa survival mode. Yes, nasa priority natin, gusto natin gawin lahat yun. But how can you, again, squeeze blood kung nasa gitna tayo ng global financial crisis? That's the reason why we need to ensure that you know and understand your resources. And you need to influence management. But most importantly, among all these 4, kailangan meron kang culture of accountability. Ikaw yung accountable. Hindi lang siya. Ikaw yung responsible. Okay, ikaw yung answerable sa area of responsibility mo. So, to chunk it down para makita natin, we started with basic safety. So, gusto natin ma-achieve actually yung tinatawag na advanced safety condition. Pero, it's really hard to jump kung ang gusto mo agad is advanced safety. Kasi number 1, parang ano yan, parang marathon. Merong tinatawag na brisk walking at meron tinatawag na sprint. So hindi lahat ng kasama mo sa organization pag may gusto kang ipa-implement na change, eh kaya ang sprint. That's the reason why, and magbi-break yung ano mo, yung goals. Pag lahat gusto mo sprint. Ibig sabihin, you cannot jump from basic to advanced. Kailangan mo munang i-chunk into steps para maging realistic. So, having said that, what we did is actually, we defined ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng basic. So, para maintindihan natin ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng basic, ano ba yung in-identify naming key issues when we are transforming safety across organization. Mababa yung response, maraming fire occurrence, mataas ang attrition. So you need to understand ano yung key issues so that you can address activities to solve key issues. Ito yung common problem. Most of the engineers, or even actually managers, they focus or we focus on activities agad and program. Mali yun. Dapat alamin mo muna para saan yung activity na yon. Ano yung ina-address sa organization ng activity na yon. Again, right now, we are actually entering performance evaluation. So what we always tell everyone, no? We do not want to see activities. Because activities, yun yung day-to-day na pinapasweldo sa atin. Marami kang drill na ginawa, marami kang test na ginawa sa preventive maintenance. That's good. That is activities. But ano yung result na tinitignan mo? So, zero critical systems breakdown. So, gagawa ka ngayon ng activities, papunta doon. Kung meron kang issue sa attrition, gagawa ka ng activities, papunta doon. So, kailangan, ang suggestion ko, again, to the group, to the fellow practitioners, is you need to identify issues so that you can come up with activities. So, mabagal yung response, gumawa kami ng sarili naming safety patrol that goes around before typhoon, after earthquake, before volcanic eruption. So these are the activities, okay, to address specific issues. Then don't jump immediately dun sa next level. You need to check first na achieve mo na ba. Then after we achieve, nalampasan na namin yung so-called basic safety, then we focus on transformational, or we call that second wave. So hindi na natin pinag-uusapan yung incident, people, procedure. Ang pinag-uusapan na natin, efficiency. Kung mga long duration, okay, kung mga may mga auditor ka na, paano mo i-equip yung mga auditor. So after graduating from safety, you focus now on transformational safety. Then, nag-create na kami ng audit team. Then, gusto namin mas efficient yon para mas makover nila. No? 365 days lang a year. More than 400 yung ino-audit namin. So, we do online audit o yung show me. So, we do not just tell everyone na basahin mo yung fire code, basahin mo yung NFPA, basahin mo yung building code. No, we created yung what we call applicable engineering standard for Ayala. Then we created a selfie. Then we train yung mga auditors to make sure that sustainable sila. After we graduate on transformational, punta naman kami sa sustainability. Sustainable ba yon? So may mga dapat pa kaming gawin. So dati, pag nakakakita kami ng audit findings na 3,000, 1,000 per property, okay, maganda to. Kasi rather than magkaroon ng insidente, at least nakita. However, pag sinabi mong sustainable, yung nakita na yon, dapat yung tao on the ground, makikita niya na yun araw-araw. Kasi siya yung nandun eh. Rather than hihintayin niya uli yung auditor. Again, that's the difference between transformational and sustainable. So yung tao on the ground ngayon na araw-araw nandun, yung i-equip mo. So after we finish, hindi pa kami tapos actually sa sustainable safety. But we are working towards advanced safety. Lahat ba is actually lisensyado, yung mga tumitingin? Okay, may mga tools ba? So kung hindi man mabibili lahat, ano yung pwede nating bilhin? Okay, year on year hanggang makaipon ka ng mga importanteng tools. So the third wave and the advanced safety is actually there. So those are the strategy, no, na we implemented. Again, we did not jump immediately. We chunked the strategy into something executable. Basic, transformational, sustainable, and advanced safety. So after defining ano yung strategy na dapat natin gawin, because masyado yung portfolio, then we also focus on engineering interventions. Again, sabi nga ni John kanina, no? The consultant will provide you knowledge that he is doing across the different designs. But again, we as operator, for the last 25 years, ano ba yung kailangan namin? That's the reason why, again, in Ayala, although MDC is actually the one constructing and pareho kami ng Ayala, but we do not operate the building immediately. We also accept. So meron kaming sariling governance. So hindi mag-ooperate yung building kahit tapos na siya hanggat hindi ina-approban ng tinatawag na Technical Council. And the Technical Council is represented by the different presidents. President ng MDC, which is construction. President ng Ayala Property, which is operation. Then ako bilang operations chief engineer ng Ayala Land. Then si construction team. So these are the core decision maker that will say go or no go to open a property. Hindi pwedeng, oy tapos na, okay na. No, we ensure na yung bubuksan na property had gone thorough. Okay, 15,000 audit points. So 15,000 audit points yung tinitignan namin. Okay, ahead bago namin buksan yung isang property. Having said that, these are some of the engineering interventions, no? So, as mentioned by John, ang pinaka-challenge natin na we cannot stop is really the high-rise. So, pag pumunta ka sa ibang bansa, meron kang tinatawag na high-rise, meron kang tinatawag na tall building, meron kang tinatawag na very tall building. So, sa atin, ang definition pa lang natin is actually high-rise. So, based on our study, sinasabi na nakikita namin na if the building is more than 26 story, ang pinaka-effective sa kanya is actually downfit because mas maliit yung fire pump. Instead na magpapump ka ng 365 pataas, okay, magpapump ka na lang ng 100 PSI. Dahil yun yung minimum hose pressure ng BFP, yung 2.5. Dahil we take advantage of gravity. So, at pinaka-importante, pag nag-trip, sabi nga natin, no, si BFP will always tell us, ang pinaka-critical point pag nagkaroon ka ng fire incident is the first 3 minutes. Expand na natin, the first 5 minutes. After the first 5 minutes, wala na yon. Uncontrollable fire na. So, ang tanong, paano natin gagawin? Samantalang sa mga electrical engineer o sa mga engineering practitioner, pag nagkaroon ka ng fire at natamaan yung electrical system mo magti-trip, depende sa short circuit current, tatamaan niya ba yung nearest circuit breaker lang o tatamaan niya yung substation? Pag tinamaan niya yung substation, more than 5 minutes na yon. So, hindi gagana yung fire pump mo. So, paano mo gagawin? Samantalang yung downfeed, kahit na mag-trip yung system mo, magagamit mo pa rin yung gravity for you, not against you. So that's the reason why this is one standard na gusto namin na pinapa-implement namin. We also want to support BFP, especially for village firefighting. Kasi mahihina yung pressure, depende sa utility company ng mga hydrant. So we can use that. So sila Denmark and sila resorts, they also have portable fire pump para sa gamitin sa large sa mga body of water. Then we make sure na within or above the code may backup fire pump kami. May dual power source yung fire pump namin. Meron kang multiple water supply, not only for the fire tank na dinisign natin for firefighting, but meron siyang interconnection sa domestic tank or even swimming pool kung residential. Then we are very serious on our internal audit. In fact, kasama yon sa performance evaluation. And we comprehensively cover system, operation, and maintenance. We do audit to make sure na we see risk and manage risk ahead of time. Then, as we mentioned, we summarize mga applicable codes para dun sa operation namin. Whether it is an electrical standards or code, mechanical standards, and all the MEPS, we call that MEPS, no? Mechanical, electrical, fire protection, and plumbing system. No? Then, we collaborate because we recognize that if we collaborate, we can learn more. We recognize that if we collaborate, sila talaga yung kasama namin during emergency. Hindi naman kami lang. Kahit na malaki ang resources namin, we need to collaborate. That's the reason why we work closely with the different emergency stakeholders. To say, we collaborate with BFP. So bago na we collaborate with Canadian Emergency Team. We collaborate with Rescue Plus and TESDA. We collaborate with military, OCD, AFP, MMDA. Okay, so we work with them. But again, I put sa dulo yung safety culture because kung walang acceptance sa ground, kung walang culture, lahat ng plano natin is actually futile. Baliwala lahat yon. And how do we put culture of safety? Kasi madali naman nating sabihin, safety is everyone's responsibility. But yung on the ground talaga, ano talaga yung nangyayari? So this is what we do and we are so proud na ito yung nangyayari. Sa mga town hall namin, we do drills. So then we do internal competition. Whether it is an ERT, an EMS, or firefighting talaga. Kasi may mga tao rin kami na talagang firefighter practitioner, firefighting practitioner. Then we also join different organization on safety. SOPI, all the BFP Fire Olympics across the country, not only within even Davao, Mindanao, we join. Then we also celebrate good performance of people. We highlight to everyone na ito. And bottom line, ano yung result? The result is we have zero, again, knock on wood, zero major fire. Okay, since 2019. When you say major fire, meaning sabihin merong BFP intervention. We also monitor not only major fire but also we monitor minor fire, yung mga maliliit na sparks, yung mga maliliit na nangyayari sa kitchen, okay, we call the BFP but we count it. So we were able to reduce despite lumalaki yung portfolio. So bottom line, safety is all about protecting the family, protecting the asset, protecting the brand, or yung reputational risk. So sabi natin, safety is all about you and me. We, not I. Again, together we can. So those are the strategic plan, execution, programs that we do across Ayala. And I hope I was able to share specific things that our fellow practitioners can practice across the industry. Maraming salamat po.
Yeah, thank you, Sir Mike.
Thank you, Engineer Mike Magpusao. Thank you, Chief Mike.
Thank you, Denmark.
We have learned a lot from you today, and you have shared on how we manage and reinforce safety in Ayala Land. And we're very honored that you will witness the chartering of PIFPO Taguig City chapter. Again, thank you, Chief Mike. And to give the award to our guest of honor speaker, may we call in Vice President Engineer Samuel Paite.
To give the award of recognition to our speaker for his informative and inspiring notes, the Philippine Integrated Fire Protection Organization, Taguig City Chapter, Certificate of Appreciation is awarded to Engineer Michael F. Magpusao, PME, for his unwavering support and guidance that helped PIFPO Taguig Chapter in moving ahead towards a fire-safe city, given this 22nd day of January 2022 via Zoom. Our President, Engineer Apollo Zantua, and the BPI of PIFPO Taguig, Engineer Robert Galvez Manuel.
Thank you so much.
Once again, sir, the honor is ours. Thank you, Engineer Mike Magpusao.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Sir Mike.
Yes, yes, yes. May we request our participants to give a virtual clap? Yan. Yan. Okay, thank you very much. That's a lot to take. Kumbaga, that's a load of information. Di ba, sir? Mga kapips, are you still okay?
Yes.
Yan, active sila. Oh, very good, very good. So, for a short break, let's request again the spinner. Engineer Kyle?
Okay, for our third draw, 2 winners of polo shirt, PIFPO polo shirt. Okay, let me share my screen. Are you still there? Sige, sino kaya ang lucky winners ng PIFPO polo shirt? Di pa naman ito yung grand prize, di ba? Miss Hannah.
Di pa. Swerte nung hindi pa na napipili.
Yan si Dr. Apollo Zantua ang nanalo ng ating polo shirt.
Sir, kailangan mo yatang i-wave yan.
Wave o ano?
Gusto mo i-wave.
Wave na lang. Gusto ko yung susunod na prize eh. Hindi, bali kasi ang dami ko ng dami ko ng t-shirt. I-wave ko na lang at hindi na rin ako sasali sa susunod na raffle.
Yay!
Okay. I will remove your name na po dito, sir.
Okay.
Yan. Marami ng polo si Engineer Apollo. Sige po. Engineer James Abarca, congratulations, sir. You won a PIFPO polo shirt. Anong kulay po ba yan?
White, sir.
White po yan.
Okay,
White.
okay.
Yes.
Yung suot natin ngayon.
Opo.
Yes.
Ano naman po
Pareho
siya,
ng
sir, no?
suot.
Yung size naman po niya would depend naman po sa winner po, no?
Let's see, there are some polo shirts that are available. If mag-match, isend lang ni Sir James yung kanyang size and then I will look for it. Pag hindi, pag maluwag, okay pa. Pag maliit, yun lang, yun lang.
I-wave na lang.
Wave.
Correct. Sabit.
Okay, so the next winner. Tingin ko wave din to. Engineer June, wave ba? O ano?
Ano nga po yan? T-shirt din?
T-shirt din.
Ah, sige, wave na lang. Sunod.
Wave.
Oh, wave.
Remove ko pangalan mo, sir, o retain pa din?
Remove na.
Remove na?
Oh, remove.
Sure, sir? Ayaw mo manalo ng ano, sir?
Hindi na, okay na. Nag-wave na kasi si Pres eh. So, gagaya na.
Okay.
Sir, may nagre-request na ano daw arbor daw, yung kay engineer na. Nag-comment.
Okay, si Engineer Alwin Perey. Congratulations, sir. Okay po, that's for our third round. Back to you, Miss Hannah and Engineer Denmark.
Okay, so for the winners of PIFPO polo shirts, Sir James Abarca and Sir Alwin Perey, I know they have ordered also polo shirts. Sir, nandyan ba kayo? Thumbs up naman? Thumbs up naman. Gusto nyo rin ba i-wave? Kasi may gustong umarbor, yung wala pa daw.
Sige ma'am, wave.
Sino yung, ayan, no, sabi ko na eh.
Kasi,
Sir Alwin Perey.
kasi yung ating uniform ngayon na puti, ganyan din yon. Kaya
Correct.
siguro wave na lang ni ano. Okay kay Sir Perey.
Sige po. Let's draw once again, Miss Hannah, no?
Yes.
Miss Ana.
Yes, sir.
Ari si Mata to.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Si
Hi, sir.
Si Pres Apollo kasi, si Pres Apollo kasi kaya ayaw niya ng t-shirt, ng polo pala. Kasi yung pangalan niya, pangalan nakatag agad eh, Apollo. Kaya marami sigurong polo talaga.
Correct. Marami po.
Ayun. Sisimula na yung mga...
Tama po yun, Sek Aris.
Okay, nagsisimula na po.
Correct.
Engineer James, ilagay ko ba ulit yung name mo for if you still want to join the next rounds? Pwede ko po ilagay ulit. Okay, sige po. Wave daw ni Engineer James yung polo.
Si Engineer Alwin ang nag-wave.
Ay, sorry. Engineer Alwin. Okay, si Engineer Alwin. Agustin. Yan po, si Engineer Agustin Elopre. Congratulations po, sir.
Congratulations.
Congrats, sir. Thumbs up naman, sir, if you're active. Have you heard your name, sir?
Active yan, estudyante ko yan, former student ko.
Okay, and certainly, sir. Okay, so we have now come to the second part of the program, the chartering and oath-taking of officers. So without further ado, let's call in Engineer, again, Sir Mike, one of our BOD, to introduce one of the foundation of this organization, to give way to one of the highlights to this afternoon's event, the charging of officers. Engineer Kyle?
Okay. Thank you, SFO2 Hannah. So good afternoon, everyone. For our next speaker for today, is a graduate of BS Mechanical Engineering in Adamson University in 1980. He passed the Mechanical Engineering Board exam in 1981. He was ASEAN Certified Energy Manager in 2018. He was also a PSME Interim Board of Directors as National VP for NCR in 2019. At present, he is our National Secretary for Philippine Integrated Fire Protection Organization since 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, In behalf of PIFPO TCC, I have the honor to present the 15-man elected officers to Engineer Armando C. Emata for the ceremonial charging service.
Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. It's nice to see everyone dito sa chapter na to. Tutuwa kasi ako dahil if I may borrow a few minutes from you, no? Kasi talagang tuwan-tuwa ako sa chapter na to because every time sa board meeting namin ni na Pres Ronel, lagi niya kinukumusta. Sabi niya, kumusta ang Taguig? Ibig sabihin lang, kailan kaya matcha-charter yung Taguig? So I'm really very excited and I'm really very proud to be a part of the preparation. In fact, kinumbida pa ako ni Pres Paul para dun sa preparation ng program, no? So of course, binigay ko yung aking take ng mga suggestions. And I'm really very amazed na napakalaki pala ng preparasyon. You have some star-studded nga yung afternoon na to. There's Magpusao here. Nandyan din si Engineer John Bautista na surprisingly rin, nasubaybayan pala niya yung growth ng PIFPO noong 2020, even during the pandemic. We were running seminars up to the wee hours of the evening. Actually, wee hours of the morning din dahil ginagawa namin yung mga constitution and bylaws. Now, actually maganda to. May kasabay kayong event kasi, no? So, I'm also, sabi ko nga kay Pres Ronel, baka ako bumili ng additional laptop kasi kung minsan nangyayari, sabay-sabay yung event eh. So I guess he was also overseeing yung Tacloban OTS. But then again, he has to be here for your induction. So without further ado, gusto ko sanang listen up doon sa aking sasabihin because we'll be charging you. Kumbaga sa baterya, kailangan kayo i-charge muna eh. And eto, no? This is actually a charge for officers and directors for all chapters ng PIFPO. So I would like you to listen up. Okay, so officers, start ko na. Officers of PIFPO Taguig chapter, you have been chosen and elected because your fellow members believe that you manifest leadership qualities of head and heart, which enable you to interpret and impart the message of people to those with whom you come in contact. You are the representative of your chapter, and any contributions of value pertaining to our profession naturally come through you. On the other hand, you become the ambassador of people to your community, and it becomes your duty to carry ideals and principles of service to your work. The honor and privilege of leading people, Taguig City Chapter, carries along with duties and obligations. You will be expected to lead your chapter, initiate activities that will benefit your members and your community, and to place your knowledge and talents at the disposal of the chapter in its task of carrying the objectives of people. I'm sure you all know that, no? The community will know and judge people through your embodiment of it in character and service, and your members elected you because they believe you to be their worthy representatives and also possess the qualities that will permit you to exemplify the true spirit of people in your public, business, social, and private life. The chapter expects much from you to lead and inspire your members, which will enable them to be better fire and life safety practitioners. And with this hope, we most heartily offer you the warmth of PIFPO Fellowship. Officers of PIFPO Taguig City Chapter, is it correct to say that the position you seek, that the position seek you and you did not seek the position? Pakisagot
Yes,
lang
sir.
po.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Only busy people are invited to lead people, and every worthy officer must constantly be mindful that we are to serve and not to be served. It is the guiding principles of PIFPO officers. Now you are being charged with governing your chapter according to the laws of democracy, under which laws every man who wishes to speak shall be heard, toward the end that in every matter considered, the best opinions shall prevail through the expressed will of the majority and the best course of action followed. Before you take oath of office, please be reminded that PIFPO is not a political organization, as already mentioned by our BPI earlier, but all our actions are directed toward nation building through the promotion of business continuity, absent fire incidents. PIFPO is not a business for profit organization, but all your actions should be anchored on cost benefit with the most economical project with highest return to membership. PIFPO is not a charitable organization, but all your actions should redound to the best interest of your members, and you must share to always extend a helping hand to your brothers in need. Do you accept this charge?
I accept.
Yes.
I accept.
I accept.
Yes, sir. Accept.
I accept.
I want to hear all the board of directors. Everybody accept?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I accept.
We accept, sir.
That's good. Taas kamay tsaka taas paa. Anyway, I would like to turn over to the Master of Ceremony for the next portion of the program, which is actually your induction. Thank you.
Thank you, Sec.
Thank you, Engineer. Thank you, Engineer Emata, for leading the charging of officers it's very energizing. The weight of what you've said, the responsibility in the shoulders of people, officers, and members, they are equally exciting with objectives, upcoming programs, and the future collaboration with other agencies. And we are looking forward to it. Thank you, sir. So, Buddy, ikaw naman?
Okay, so the program is smoothly flowing, and thank you, Engineer Emata. And let's continue with the induction and oath-taking of officers. So may we call on Engineer Domingo Nas Jr., our very own secretary, to introduce another foundation of this organization. Chief Jun.
Thank you very much, Engineer Denmar. So, ito na. Ito na ang hinihintay natin. Wait lang. Okay. Magandang hapon sa lahat, mga ka-PIFPO and guests. So before I give the platform for the oath-taking of PIFPO TCC elected officers, let me first introduce the current head of PIFPO. Actually, this gentleman needs no introduction when we talk about fire protection. He's a member of NFPA, US, and Society of Fire Protection Engineers, also in US. He's one of the pillars of PIFPO. They started to establish this organization way back 4 years ago. So he's a graduate course, PSME, at Western Institute of Technology in La Paz, Iloilo, and received a recognition as an Outstanding Alumnus Award in 2016. A member also of Philippine Society of Mechanical Engineers under Makati chapter, and handled the chairmanship of Technical Committee in Fire Protection Technical Training from 2017 to 2019. Actually, marami siyang estudyante sa PIFPO. Isa ako sa kanya sa mga nakapag-attend so pre-pandemic sa ATC, Advanced Training Center sa PSME, and also sa PIFPO, yung sinabi nga ni Chief Jan kanina, 2020. Maraming mga seminars ang through Zoom. So maraming na-attend din ako sa kanya. And also received recognition from PSME. 2017 from PSME National, Outstanding Mechanical Engineer, and Outstanding Committee Chairman in 2017 and 2018. So prior to his current position in PIFPO, today, now, he handled the BP technical position from 2018 to 2019. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our PIFPO National President, Engineer Ronel Baez, for the oath-taking of PIFPO TCC officers. Engineer Baez.
Thank you, Secretary Jonas. Chartered President Paul Santoa, can you present your list of chartered officers, sir?
Yes po, Pres. So, President of the chapter, yours truly. Better if somebody would share it on the screen while I am reading. Vice President, Technical, Engineer Samuel Leonardo Zantua. Vice President, Internal, Engineer Roberto Manuel. Vice President, External, Engineer Samuel Paete. Secretary, Engineer June Nas. Okay, thank you. Treasurer, Architect, Angeli Marie Velasquez. And Auditor, Architect, Levi Canaleta. And I will also call on the rest of the BOT. For directors, we have Engineer Ryan Ichano. We have Engineer Aljon Corpus. We have Engineer Erne Sotero. We have Engineer Hervey Quezon. We have Engineer June Robert Cruz. We have Engineer Charles Ananayo. Is that correct? Ananayo? Yes. And we have Engineer Kyle Rugacion and SFO2 Ma'am Hannah Marie Velasco. That's all in press. I'm glad to present to you the BOT of Taguig chapter.
Thank you, Dr. Santoa. May I request all chartered officers to open your video and your mic, unmute your mic. All chartered officers. Okay. So people, Taguig City chapters, chartered officers, please raise your right hand and follow after me. I state your name.
I, Kyle Rogacion.
After having been elected to the position of, state your position.
Having been elected to the
Position of Board of Director.
Vice President Internal of the Philippine Integrated Fire Protection Organization, Taguig City Chapter.
Of the Philippine Integrated Fire Protection Organization, Taguig City Chapter.
The Philippine Integrated Fire Protection Organization,
Taguig Chapter.
City chapter.
For the year 2022 to 2023, they hereby solemnly swear.
For the year
2022 to 2023.
Solemnly swear. That I will faithfully do in discharge to the best of my ability.
I will fully do to my best of my ability.
The duties and obligation incumbent upon this office.
Duties and obligations incumbent of this office.
That I will defend the Constitution and bylaws of the organization.
That I will defend the Constitution and bylaws of this organization.
That I will do my duties towards God.
I will do my duties towards God,
my country,
my
my country,
and my fellow man.
my fellow man.
And lastly,
Lastly,
that I impose upon myself the aforementioned duties and obligations voluntarily.
that I impose myself
Duties and obligations voluntarily.
voluntarily.
And without reservation or purpose of evasion.
And
without
without
reservation
reservation
or
or purpose of
question.
So, so help me God.
So help me
God.
God.
Thank you. Congratulations, the chartered officers of Taguig
Congratulations.
City chapter. Congrats.
Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you, Press.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Press Ronel. Press Ronel.
Yes.
Congrats.
I would like to ask the newly chartered officers, sigurado ba talaga kayo sa gagawin nyo?
Sigurado po.
Baka pwede pa magbago isip.
Wala na chartered na.
Congratulations.
Nakapagsumpa na.
Congratulations.
Thank you. By the way, Press Paul Santoa, I will now formally hand over to you this following item now. We have this banner of the PIFPO Taguig chapter now. So every time you have an activities, dalhin nyo to. This will use as your advertisement or marketing now. Then, Jhufel. As a sign of your authority or whoever is the chairman or because under our COG, we need to follow the Robert's Rules of Parliamentary Procedures in our BOD meeting. So you can follow this when you have that approval or disapproval, or if you have carried some motions. No. So what else? We supposedly I'll give you also all officers, the 15-man officers, a pin, no? So included in this banner, the gable, the pin. What else? COG kasi we will amend pa our CBL, no? So definitely our COG will amend din, no? So later on siguro yung chapters operations guide. Thank you. Congrats again. PIFPO Taguig City chapter.
Thank you, Press. On
Paul.
behalf of Taguig chapter, we warmly receive and humbly and gladly receive these items. Thank you.
Press Paul.
Yes,
Paul.
Sec.
For your information, you are the 13th chartered chapter. Sabi nga nila, swerte raw yung 13. Kung talagang gagawin ninyo yun. But make the chapter lucky. Congratulations ulit.
Thank you, Sec. Thank you, BP Nards. Patawa-tawa lang si BP Nards.
Nandito
talaga. Bicolanong uragong talaga.
Thank you.
Okay. That's very overwhelming. So, ang saya namin mga sir. Salamat po. And salamat sa inyong tiwala. Now, let's continue our program. And to lead the induction of PIFPO Taguig City Chapter, ang sarap pong pakinggan, ano? To lead the PIFPO TCC members induction, may we call in our President, Dr. Apollo Pablo Zantu.
May I request everyone to prepare themselves. Particular, I am requesting the bona fide Taguig City members. Please prepare yourself. I would like to request BP Rob. Please share the document so that they can read the oath. Okay. So to our Taguig chapter members, please repeat after me. And be on the spirit of seriousness, commitment to our objectives. Okay. So oath of members, I, please state your name.
I,
Hi, SFO. Ana Marie Velasco.
Hi, Alvin Durin.
After having been accepted as a member
After having been accepted as a member
of the Philippine Integrated Fire Protection Organization, PIFPO,
Of the
member of
Philippine
the Philippine
Integrated Fire
Integrated Fire
Protection
Protection
Organization,
Organization,
Taguig City Chapter, do hereby solemnly swear
Taguig City Chapter,
Chapter,
hereby solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will defend the Constitution
that I will
defend
defend the
the
Constitution
Constitution and bylaws of the
and,
and bylaws of the organization,
and
and
bylaws of the
bylaws of the
organization,
organization,
that I will do my duty towards God
that
that I
I
will
will
do my
do
duty
my
towards
duty
God,
towards God,
my country and my fellow men,
my country,
and
and
my
my
fellow
fellow
men,
men,
and lastly, that I impose upon myself
and
lastly,
lastly,
that I
that I
impose upon
impose upon
myself
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 aforementioned duties and responsibilities
aforementioned
aforementioned
duties
duties
and
and
responsibilities
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 voluntarily and without reservation or purpose of evasion.
and
voluntarily and
without
without
reservation or
reservations
purpose
or
of evasion.
purposes of
Salvation.
evasion.
So help me God.
So help
So
me
help
God.
me
God.
God.
Okay, with our national officers present today, congratulations,
Congratulations.
our Taguig City Chapter members.
Congrats po sa everyone.
Thank you, Fred. Okay. So we are now through with the induction of PIFPO TQC members. Once again, cheers. Let's clap our hands to all the bona fide PIFPO TCC members.
Sana.
Yes.
Sana. Yeah,
Yes.
check Aristo. I would like to recognize also yung presence ng some of the national board. Nandiyan si Treasurer, National Treasurer Gilbert Thomas. Nandiyan din si our the Board of Directors. Yeah, Board of Director and the Regional Chairman for Central Luzon, si Engineer Edwin Soriano.
Thank you, Mike. Congratulations po Taguig sa chartering nyo.
Saka we're lucky to have also yung mga chapter bago ko makakalimutan pala yung tahimik natin BOT si Saprap Panes is also around. Sap. Sap.
Congratulations, Pres Doc. Tua. Medyo mahina yung...
Mukhang mahina na naman ba signal mo? Parang nasa pulong na lugar kaya ata. Hindi naman tahimik masyado.
Construction site.
Construction. Nasa barracks pala. Okay. Actually, he's the chairman for chapters sa Mindanao. And we would like to also recognize yung mga chapter presidents. Ito, natutuwa kasi ako, umattend sila. No? So it's not really very often that happens. Si Engineer Francis Maanyo of Quezon Province Chapter. Pres Francis, baka pwede mong gustong bumate. Pres Francis. Pres Francis Maanyo.
Pres Maanyo. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, si nandiyan din si Pres Deon Sonyo of Cavite. Ito, pagka may pagkakataon talaga, makatindi ko. Pres Deon.
Magandang hapon po sa lahat. Congratulations po, Doc AP.
Thank you, Pres.
Taguig chapter.
And also yung ating BOD of Tarlac, Bulacan chapter, si Engineer Bonnie Merano. Kahit busy, mga kulito. Bonnie.
Congratulations, Taguig chapter.
Okay. So, sige, maybe you can take over na. Miss Ana, pinakilala ko lang yung ating mga kasama sa ibang chapters. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. We're very
Thank you.
honored, sir, for everyone who are very supportive. Yun yung beauty ng ng Zoom. Hindi kailangan ng pamasahe, pero this provides an outlet, an avenue for us. Kanina umabot tayo ng 59. So if it's in a real scenario, we're kumbaga full house. So we're very thankful to our national officers, to the other presidents of other chapters, to the very supportive members. Kasi this will not happen and this program is not successful without you. And this is all for you and for our community. So, well, buddy, that's it.
Yes, that's it. Congratulations to all to PIFPO Taguig City Chapter, and thank you to all and the officers from the national office.
Thank you. Yung palang sabi ni Miss Hana kanina, maganda talaga ang webinar kasi hindi ka na kailangan magpamasahe. Pero siyempre, mas maganda na rin yung magpamasahe ka pa minsan-minsan. Pagka face-to-face naman, di ba? Yun mas maganda dun. Di ba, Press Paul?
Pamasahe, Sek, hindi pamasahe. Sek, pamasahe, hindi yung kaning fare. Hindi yung masahe, hindi massage.
Akala ko. Kasi iba yun eh. Kasi siyempre, parang magkapareho kasi ng tunog.
Mali lang yung pagkakasambit mo, Sek.
Parehas nga ang kuhan, parehas ang tunog bro, ibang ending yan eh.
Yun lang.
After nito, sir, talagang maghahanap kami. Kasi syempre, alam mo na, kahit na Zoom to, ano pa rin may stress pa rin siya, sir eh. Kami, nag-prepare talaga kami ng maid. So, yun. Talagang maghahanap kami ng
impressive nga. Kaya nga sabi nga ni Bonnie kanina, sabi ko, star-studded. Biro mo, meron kayong guest from BFP, meron kayong from the real estate. Si Mike Magpusao, biro mo, that's a very rare person to invite, no? So I'm really impressed.
Okay, sorry, Mamana. Sek, andito pa ba si Sir John Bautista? Sir John?
Ano pa yata? Ano ko na eh. Wala na yata, Press.
Nasa participants pa eh.
Nandito pa siya po.
Andiyan pa ba? Okay.
Dito pa po.
Anyway, sige. I'd like to
Press Ronel.
Yes.
Press Ronel. Talagang hindi talaga nawawala pagka Sabado si Alan. Andiyan si Alan Sabado eh. Sabi ko nga pagka Sabado laging nandan noon. Saan na ba si Alan? Malis na ba? Andiyan pa. Okay. Also pa
Engineer Alan, Sabado.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, sir. Congrats, Press and sa buong PIFPO Taguig chapter.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So,
baka daw may mga tanong kayo kasi normally kasi pagka nag-chartering baka may mga question ng chapter pero mukha namang kumpleto na kayo eh. I-invite na lang namin kayo ni Press Ronel para sa GMM natin sa March 5. Sana makarating lahat.
Partner, na-acknowledge mo naman si President John, ang Cavite, andito eh. Check.
Cavite, nandiyan, oo.
Ang bilis, sir, ng oras. Pero actually, parang nasa pa lang tayo, climax ng program. So, sir, let me take this opportunity. This thing would not be possible without your support, your guidance, and motivation. So, from the pioneers of the PIFPO, we're very thankful. So, thank you, sirs. We cheers for you. And we also cheers and look forward to the upcoming wonderful projects. Kumbaga, ang dami naming activities na iniisip. So hopefully maging okay na po talaga, and then we can have our upcoming list of projects and na nasa isip na diretso na. So as of now po, let's request another spin of roulette. Meron na tayong mga cash na nag-aabang, and we are welcoming any sponsors from the team na gusto pang magbigay. So, kumbaga, mas special tong event na.
Si Kuan ang sponsor. Si Sami Paete, si Sir Sam. Sponsor daw.
Miss Hana.
Meron na. Meron na sa press.
Meron na press.
Nag-commit na.
Engineer Kyle, ready ka na mag-spin?
So, 6 lang ang mananalo kasi 6 lang yung nag-sponsor, Miss Hana. Alright.
Okay, go.
Sige, let me share my screen. Wait. Can you see my screen?
Engineer Kyle, baka gusto ko hatiin. Sa last part yung, kunyari 3, may closing part pa tayo.
Actually, meron pa tayong Miss Hana, meron pa tayong prizes na 4 na mugs and 2 pins pa.
Okay.
And plus yung ating cash prize. Sige. Maybe we can divide this one. So the first spin, sige, 2 pins plus 4 mugs. So maybe we can do 1 pin, 2 mugs, and 3 cash prize. Okay po. Okay po. The first draw would be for the pin. And congratulations, Miss Jennifer Dalicdon. You'll be receiving a pin. So the next prize would be mugs. So the next 2 would be for mugs. Sino si Mr. Mendoza? Mr. Mendoza. The same po yung surname niya. So let's just take note po kung sino si Mendoza. So you'll be receiving a mug po, Mr. Mendoza. Then next winner of mug. Sir Led Lancer. Congratulations, sir. Ito na yung inaabangan.
Thank you.
Ito na inaabangan, Miss Hana. Cash prize. So, cash prize of 500 pesos. Okay. Iyan na lang, pa-send na lang po yung GCash account. So, ang una makaka-receive ng 500 pesos would be Engineer Ruelito. Congratulations, Engineer Ruelito. You'll be receiving 500 pesos. So marami pong mabibili dyan sa 500 pesos. Alright. Next winner of 500 pesos. Congratulations, Engineer June Robert. Wave po ba o receive? Yun ang tanong.
Wave na lang, Sir Kyle.
Wave na lang. Okay. Sige po. Tanggalin ko na po yung name nyo, sir. Then, let's draw once again. Congratulations, Engineer Jomar Rebusit. Wave o receive? Tingin ko receive to. Sige. Last. Engineer Hervey Quizon, congratulations, sir. Sir, wave or receive? Silence means yes. Okay, receive. Okay po, that's for our 4th round. Congratulations po sa winners. Back to you, Miss Hannah and Engineer Denmark.
Ayan, thank you, Engineer Kyle.
Engineer Kyle?
Swerte nung iba, tapos tinatanong mo kung i-wave nila, hindi inaayawan ng cash. Pero, thank you kay Engineer June. Winave niya talaga. So, thank you, sir, for giving opportunities to others. So, we are now on the closing part, buddy. Sir Denmark? Engineer? Parang nawawala si Engineer. So, I'll take this over. Now, since we're now on the closing part of the program, pero syempre, this event would not be complete without a warm congratulatory message. So, to introduce our next speaker, may we call in Engineer Ryan Enchano, our BOD. Engineer Ryan. Wait. We're going to move on to the next speaker. So, yes, since Engineer Listana is not yet around, so may we call in the... Okay, so we've now come to the part of a special number.
Special number.
Talent show. Yeah, so may we request Velasquez to show her talent, sir.
Song and dance number.
Professional po yan. Naghahanap ng manager.
Miss Hannah, nakashare na, no?
Talagang kumpleto ka, press full pati entertainment kinuha mo na rin
really thank you, Architect Marie Angeli Velasquez, for that wonderful rendition. Pang warm up pa lang yan. Nai-imagine ko mamaya, may Zoom meeting ng video, okay? Yun na yung uso ngayon eh. So, kahit hindi magkita-kita, magkakaharap sa Zoom, kumakanta, and then may cold drinks. Hanggang mamaya yan. So, yun yung aabangan natin kung kanino ang mamaya, kung sino mag-host. Diba? Engineer Denmark.
Yes.
Hindi na tayo yun mamaya.
Numan. So thank you, Architect Angeli. So this event would not be complete without a message from our chapter president. So without further ado, let's call in President Dr. Apollo Pablo U. Santua.
Thank you. I cannot. I am overwhelmed. I can't say anything. Anyway, before I forget, I would like to thank our national officers, President Ronel Baez, Vice President Internal Nards Cornelio, and hindi lang nakarating pero pinapaabot niya ang kanyang pagbati, PP Technical Alex Listana, at of course yung mga andito pa, particularly ang ating popular National Secretary Sir Aris Imata, and the rest of the National BOT still here. Nakikita ko si SAP Engineer Rapanes, si sino pa nakikita ko ngayon? Okay, medyo mahina ang mata ko. Andito pa si Sir Engineer
Thomas
Edwin Soriano. Dito pa rin. And
Tres Gilbert, sir.
And dito
Gilbert
pa si
Thomas.
Treasurer Gilbert Thomas. So andito pa rin. So and of course yung ating mga other chapters na andito. So andito si Pres Maanyo, si Pres Gideon Sunyo. Okay? At ang ating popular na speaker sa mga sa mga IPDAS seminar, si Engineer Sabado. Okay? So hindi ko na makita yung karamihan pero sa lahat sa mga PIFPO because gawin kong special kasi yung aking pag-thank you sa ating mga special guest. So ating from BEP, Senior Superintendent Jhufel, Brananola. So thank you very much. At nakikita ko andito pa si Engineer special guest natin.
John Eduard Bautista.
John Eduard Bautista, sir. Thank you very much on behalf of our chapter. And meron pa tayo si Engineer Magpusao. So parating natin ang ating warm thanks. And on our side, I would also like to thank my officers because without which they are the leading person that give us the sacrifice, the time, the effort, and energy. Itong ating mga Vice President, Engineer BP Sam Paete, Engineer BP Rob Manuel, and Engineer BP Sam Santua, at ang ating pinaka masipag, yung dalawa rito, si Secretary Jun Nas at si ASEC Ryan Chano, no? So and also sila treasurer, ang ating magaling na singer, no? Baka pwedeng maging manager si Sek Imata, ng ating professional singer. No? And also, yan yung treasurer natin at ang ating auditor na si Architect Canaleta. And the rest of the ating BOT ng Taguig chapter nagpro-provide ng suporta sa mga activities, si Engineer Aljun Corpus at sino pa. So napakarami nitong basahin ko uli kasi meron akong ipapakiusap sa kanila. Okay? Kaya kailangan basahin ko to kasi kailangan kong makiusap sa kanila. Si Engineer John Robert Cruz, Engineer Charles Ananayo, Kyle Rogacion, Engineer Herbie Quizon, ang ating napakabilis na press secretary, no? Ando na kaagad sa FB yung ating mga yung ating mga news, ating official page ng chapter, andun kaagad. Medyo nauunahan niya ng mga 3 seconds si Sek Aris Imata. So, mabilis po ang ating ang pagpo-post diyan. So, si Engineer Cherny Sotero and the rest of the ating mga bona fide members. Hindi ko palalampasin ang time na to para makiusap na aking personal at personal ko rin kayong tatawagan na bigyan po natin ng suporta ang nasyonal, lalo-lalo na kung kinakailangan. Meron po tayong importanteng date. Pakilagay po sa schedule natin. Pakilagay po sa schedule ang March 5. Yan po ay personal kong pakiusap. Paki-schedule na po. March 5, 1 to 5 po yan. At ipapollow up ko rin kayo dyan from time to time para may suporta tayo sa Hindi naman natin niningi ang ating all the time, all the hours, all minutes. Yan po ang isang importante. Sabi natin, ang dalawang pinaka-importanting natin ngayon, quarter is itong January 22 and the other one is March 5. So yan na po yung aking binabanggit na suportahan po natin para makamove on po ang ating organization into the right direction. Ang ating pong mga national officers, wala pong sahod dyan at ginagawa po nila ang kanilang makakaya para maitama yung ating first step. The right first step, magtutuloy-tuloy po ang ating right direction. Kung magkamali po tayo sa umpisa, yan ang nangyayari sa atin. Pag nagkamali sa umpisa, magkakamali-mali po tayo. Kaya po, suportahan natin na maitama na kaagad nila yung ating tinatawag na bylaws at kailangan po ang ating present because kailangan po ng quorum at ng vote natin. Hindi po naman sila diktador. Sabi nga kanina sa message nila, ay tayo ay democratic principle. Kaya inikayat ang ating engagement, kabilang po tayo sa national family of people. As of today, they accepted us. They accepted us as formal 13th member ang ating chapter. So, in return, makipag-cooperate po tayo sa ating national at ito po naman ay hindi sa kanilang pansariling kagalingan. Ito po ay hindi pagpapayaman ng mga officer na yan. Sinabi ko nga kanina, wala po sila sweldo. At tulad rin natin, sakripisyo rin po tayo at para ito sa ating future. Ano ang pinakaano natin kanina? First speaker, for the fire-safe country, we'll start with fire-safe city. Fire-safe community. Let's start here in Taguig City. So yan po lahat ng purpose para sa lahat din po yan. May mga kamag-anak tayo, ma-aksidente ng fire. Dahil sa ating mga effort at kagalingan, pwede natin later on masabi na isang part ako, I am proud to be part kasi may nakaligtas sa fire. may nakaligtas na buhay. Okay? Yan po ang ating isipin at ibigay ang ating suporta sa national organization natin. Sa atin po din yan. Kabilang po rin tayo sa national organization. So yan lang po yung aking ipapakiusap sa ating mga bona fide members. At since andito na rin yung ating mga bisita at mga ibang chapters, ay kadamay na po kayo sa ating pakiusap. Sana magpunta po tayo March 5. Pakilagay po sa ating kalendaryo March 5, 1 to 5 p.m. At lastly, I would like to give thanks to the organizer and to the committee who prepared this program. Napaka-professional at talagang hindi nakakayang sabihin na napakarami nilang practice bago maganap ito. Todo-todo ang practice. Kaya nangyari po ang ating successful day today, being our birth of Taguig City Chapter as a child of our national organization. We belong to the family as the youngest in the family. So, magpapaalam po ako at magbibigay ng ganitong pasalamat. Ito turn over ko sa MC, pero hindi ko makakalimutan ang president ng Quezon City Chapter na nag-provide sa atin ng suporta. At itong Zoom na ito ay sila ang nag-provide. Thank you very much to everyone and thank you for the success of our chapter because of your support. Thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Press, for that message. Thank you.
So we have now come to the closing ceremony, but guys, there's still one remaining roulette spin, so let's wait for it. This program will not be complete without the message, without the closing remarks from our one of our officers. So let's call in Engineer Samuel Paete for the closing remarks.
Sir, nakamute. Sir Sam, nakamute.
Thank you, Ms. Hannah. Thank you to our national officers and our guest speakers, of course, to the members and the officers of PIFPO, Taguig chapter. We have done a milestone today. We are successful with our chapter chartering. I would like it, palakpakan naman natin ng isa pa yung success natin ngayon. You know, we have a big challenge with regards to our functions, our objectives. Nakita nyo naman kanina na nandito sabi ng mga speakers natin na with BFP, we will be the arm, you know, in the proper implementation. At dito si Engineer Magpusao, yung processes naman inside the company, pwede pa natin improve. And with regards dito si Engineer John, ang kanya naman is we are going to upgrade, you know, ma-standardize natin based on Philippine setting, yung mga codes and standards. So yung mga ano naman, yung mga corporations, yung mga conglomerates, supportive naman. In fact, yung mga nakausap ko, they're happy that we have this organization right here in the Philippines. I have preliminary talks with, of course, doon kay Mike Magpusao sa Ayala, and then sa Robinson's Land, and then SM, and also the hospitals group and the gaming group. So in the next activities natin dito sa Taguig chapter, probably we can invite them also. They're happy with us and na nagagawa natin ito. So, nakikita ko na sa atin, practitioners, ang intention natin ngayon is to upgrade, the system, the fire protection system. And then tayo naman ng mga hindi pa practitioner, itong mga nagsisimula pa lang yung mga members natin, we can be trained by this organization. We can be an expert after the training, and we can be practitioners. If you want consultancy, if you want jobs, so the organization, the companies, the conglomerate are supporting us. So we have a lot of chances and opportunities. With that, and by virtue of the power vested in me by the organization, I hereby declare this program chapter chartering program closed. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, thank you, VP Sampe.
Thank you, BP Sam.
So, guys, may mga prizes pa. Though close na yung program, please stay tuned while Kyle will spin the roulette.
Okay, our last set of our prizes. Let me share my
Kyle.
screen. Hi, sir.
Kyle, may tanong na ako. Baka mas marami yung prices nyo kaysa doon sa attendees. Pamigay nyo na lang siguro. Mas maganda pa ba?
Last na po ito. Tatlo.
Para may Sek, para may surprising effect lang. Pero actually, ganun din yun.
Oo nga eh.
Oo, kaso sir, konti lang nag-donate eh. Let me share my screen. Okay. So we still have 1 pin, 2 mugs, and 3 cash prize. Let's start with the pin. Yeah. Congratulations, Engineer Marvin. PIFPO. Then our next prize, PIFPO mug, PIFPO official mug. Ayan. Engineer Alan, congratulations. Ayan. Last for the mug. Engineer Novi Gamboa, congratulations. So ito na. The next 3 will be receiving 500 pesos cash prize. Congratulations to Alex. Engineer Alex Tolentino, congratulations. You will be receiving 500 pesos.
Thank you.
Engineer Jedper De Castro, congratulations, sir. Ating last winner. Sino kaya ang lucky winner natin? Sino kaya ito? Bonifacio Merano. Sir, congratulations. Engineer Bonifacio Merano, you will be receiving 500 pesos.
Nanalo
na kanina si Sir Boni.
Hindi sir, nilagay ko lang yung number ko pero hindi pa ako.
Diba ikaw rin yung Mirano kanina eh.
Kanina pa nag-aantay yan.
Nangingi ng prize kanina.
Pero sir, tatanungin kita, wave or receive? receive na lang, sir. Receive. Congratulations. Congratulations to the winners of our prizes. Ipapalala lang po yung mga prizes ninyo.
Okay. So, yes. So, grabe ang saya ng program natin. Up to 4:29 p.m., there are 41 participants in the Zoom that did not left this event. So, we are very grateful and we are very thankful to all the support given to us. So, buddy?
Okay, so
Engineer Denmar, i-remind ko lang yung cash prize winners. Pakilagay po sa chat yung inyong GCash number at para mapadalan po kayo. Ang sponsor po niyan ay yung mga Taguig City Chapter Vice President sa katauhan ni Engineer Sampaete. Inabanggit ko na. Engineer Rob Manuel at Engineer Sam Santua. Sila po ang nag-donate ng lahat ng cash prizes. At yung mga non-cash prizes, yan naman po ay sa kagandahan loob ng ating PIFPO National, bigay po ng ating President. Thank you.
Thank you, Press.
thank you, Press. Thank you all to all the nagbigay ng mga papremyo. So, buddy, that concludes our program. And we give our sincerest gratitude to all of our guests.
Yes, and including to the PIFPO National Officers,
the PIFPO, Taguig City Chapter Officers and members.
yes, and to our friends from the other PIFPO chapters who had witnessed this event.
And once again, congrats.
Congrats po Taguig City Chapter.
Cheers.
Okay.
Isa na?
Mga nandito pa po, baka pwedeng mag-on ng camera and then let's take a pic. Let's have some picture taking ng camera so that our team can capture this moment.
Sana.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, Sir Aris.
Paki-share
Yes.
na lang doon sa GC niyo yung mga pictures kung meron ka. Ipo-post ko sa Facebook page ng PIFPO.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes. Welcome, sir. Engineer Ryan? Okay, technical spotlight para po lahat ng ng naka-on ng camera. Then magsabi lang kayo na nagti-take na kayo ng picture per panel para sa last part. And then pag nag-okay na kayo, then tapos na po yung program. Okay na po ba? We're opening this venue kung may conversations pa po yung ating mga officers, ang ating pong ibang chapters. Open po yung forum. You can discuss everything, anything. So that ends our program for this afternoon. Thank you very much once again.
Si Ryan, kailan ka pupunta rito? Ikaw ba kukuha ng mga prizes?
Next session natin, Press.
Ay. Okay.
Habang andito pa yung ating mga Press Ronel, baka sasabay ako sa pagkuha dyan para sa mga items para sa Taguig chapter. Thank you, Engineer Perey, Engineer Cruz, Engineer Gapan, Engineer Jomar Ribusit, Engineer Ruel, hello ba? Engineer Robert Gomez, Engineer Lipasana, Engineer Led Ibia, Engineer Jennifer Daligcon, dito pa rin pala si Pres Maanyo, si Pres Gideon Sunyo, at ang ating guest, special guest, nandito pa rin si Engineer Jan Bautista. Okay, thank you. Engineer Kali, Engineer Louis Catalan, Engineer Pedro Kimura, Engineer Christine Ocampo, at yung mga sa ibang chapter, si Engineer Madridejos, ano pa, dyan. Okay. So, sana wag magtangpo yung hindi ko nabanggit. Diyan pa si Engineer Mirano. Si National Treasurer Gilbert Tomas, andiyan pa. So, thank you sa inyo.
Thank you.
Thank you. Diyan pa si Director Soriano.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you po. Thank you po, Engineer.
Congratulations.
Salamat po. So, maraming salamat sa lahat. Pinapabot ni VPT Alex Listana na congratulations daw. So thank you naman. Andun siya sa kabilang andun siya sa kabilang PIFPO event. Nagte-text, nagchat-chat lang sa akin. Kamusta yun? Okay. Nanalo pa si Sir Engineer Tolentino. Palaging nag-a-attend to si Sir. Na-memorize ko na yung pangalan. Salamat sa suporta. Engineer Tolentino. Alex Tolentino. At si Architect. Nagmamadali kanina. Makapasok saan natin. Si Architect Gamara. So, thank you, sir. Madaling makapasok sa sa ating one. Okay. So, medyo napaaga tayo sa ating estimated time, mas mabuti, no? Mas mabuti at dire-diretso na siguro kayo sa niyan. Sa bed. Oh, di ba sabi pamasahe daw? So, dire-diretso sa bed. Nangingisi tuloy si BP Rob. Siguro may balak.
Pres, happy lang ako kasi successful yung ating chartering.
Okay.
Kala ko, sir, may nag-aabang pa ng ruleta.
Na lang yan, fellowship. Kung sa face-to-face to, nandito na yung ordera ng ng mga pulutan, no? Siguro yung mga next following event natin magiging face-to-face na sana matapos na ang pandemya, no? Okay, diyan pa rin si Engineer Corpus. At siyempre, hindi natin napapasalamatan yung ating naging MC, napakagaling pa lang MC nito. Dapat maging MC ito ng ng kasal, binyag, at libing, no? So, pwede maging MC itong dalawa, no? Ng kasal, binyag, libing. So, siguro si Sek Aris na rin ang manager niyo.
Pwede. Extra ano namin yun, income.
Wala namang masama, no? Nagsasakripisyo tayo sa ano, sa PIFPO, Taguig City, baka ma-discover naman kayo, no? Ma-discover. Sana nga ma-discover tayo para sa mga andito pa natin. Sana suportahan niyo po yung channel ni Dr. AP Santua. Zamurai Engineer, andun sa YouTube, yung channel. Sana suportahan nyo kung meron kayong mga kakilala, kamag-anak na nag-aaral ng engineering, may mga tutorial doon. Free naman yon. So sana magamit at hindi masayang. No? So naghahangad maging engineer. Sabi ko nga, hindi kailangan matalino sa math para maging engineer. No? Siguro maraming magagalit sa akin pag sinabi ko yun. Pero totoo naman yun. Kailangan lang determinasyon. So andun sa ating channel, meron tayo. At tulad nga ng nabanggit ko, nadi-discover tayo. Ano? Nagbabiral. No? Nagbabiral ang ating mga ano. So lahat na ng mainstream media, pumasok na sa channel ni Dr. AP, Samurai Engineer. So, at karamihan, yung mga background ko doon ay puro PIFPO, no? So, kaya one of the mainstream media reporter na nag-interview sa akin tinanong kung ano daw ba ang ng PIFPO. Sabi ko, kilala nito ang PIFPO Okay, so nakikilala po ang PIFPO sa ating bansa. So sana magtuloy-tuloy at makatulong tayo in partnership with BFP na maipa-enforce ang Fire Code of the Philippines. Yan po ang kailangan talaga, Fire Code of the Philippines ma-enforce. At tayong mga engineer at architect ang dapat manguna dyan. So, yan po ang ating hangarin. Sana magkatotoo yan at isa tayo sa makatulong para maging maging totoo. Pati si
Pinost ni Attorney Brananola yung niya, plaque niya sa My Day niya.
Okay, yan. Merong My Day, no? Mayroong siyang My Day ang ating special guest na Senior Superintendent Brananola. Natuwa siya kasi ginawa niyang My Day. Okay. Kasi kung ang opposite or ang antonym ng My Day is bad day. So kung i-post mo yan sa My Day, ibig sabihin that is a good day. Okay? So yan. So nasa kanyang My Day. So, thank you at meron tayong contact sa loob ng katuwang ng ating member dito na si Ma'am Hana. May mga contact tayo sa BFP. Yan ay mga palagi nating kasi yung mga nandito pa po sa inyo na ibang chapter, pwede nyo pong yan tulad nila Ma'am Hana, pwede nyo pong invite na maging speaker sa mga community event pagka may tungkol sa fire, mga sa BFP sila, pwede rin. So, napaka high profile ng ating mga
Parang ikaw yung manager ko. Parang ikaw yung manager ko.
Promoter lang. Promoter.
Oh.
Mga napakagaling at high profile yung mga nagpa-unlock ng ating imbitasyon kasi nga raw yung ating mga PIFPO members ay mga high profile. Kaya hindi nagdalawang isip ang ating mga special guest. Kasi kung mga ang pupuntahan nila ay wala ring kalatoy-latoy, hindi yan mag-a-accept. Kaya nakakatuwa naman, mga high profile ang ating special guest, pinaunlakan tayo. Dahil sa inyo, dahil sa ating mga members, dahil sa inyong mga members, nakita nila na pwede tayo maging partner ng ng iba't ibang sektor. Okay, isa na diyan yung BEP. Okay. At main purpose
Pres,
naman natin talaga.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Pres, kanina nagpahapyaw si Engineer Bautista. Kasi yun taga BGC nakatira. Sabi niya, 'di ba? Why not become a member of PIFPO Taguig since I'm
yun. Kasi wala pa daw Makati,
Actually, Pres, na Miss
Saka Taguig ang resident eh. Kaya okay na invite.
Pwede.
Matagal ko na siyang ini-invite sa PIFPO Taguig. Kaya lang hinihintay niya yung Makati. Pero sa ngayon wala ata naman Makati. So pwede siya dito talaga sa atin.
Andito pa si Sir Imata. Baka may idea. Madali na lang maano yata yung Makati. Madali na mabuo.
Hinihintay nun Makati kasi. Sabi ko, ang Taguig parang Makati lang naman.
Oh. Of course. Taguig is number 7. Richest city in the Philippines. Makati number 2 yata eh. So,
pwede naman yun, Press Paul, kasi may proximity naman ng Taguig sa Makati eh. Regarding yung chapter ng Makati, siguro pagka bumaba na si Press Ronel, baka magkaroon. Kasi siya pa ang chapter president, national president eh.
okay.
Pero we'll be working on that. Ganun muna.
Sana
Marami rin nagtatanong ng Makati chapter, kaya lang di pa namin na itatayo. Siguro maganda sa Taguig na lang muna siguro siya. Ang ano naman kasi namin, rule naman kasi natin, pag walang chapter doon sa area mo, join ka doon sa pinakamalapit na lugar na meron chapter, which is actually Taguig right now.
Okay, thank you. Thank you sa direksyon na Sec Aris. So ganun pala. And then later on, madali naman siyang lumipat kung mabuo na. At isa siya sa magiging founder o charter member or officer ng Makati. Kung ang Makati. Lilipat na lang. So ganun lang po pala kung may ma-encounter tayo.
At
Ay,
saka
magsalita naman kayo, BP Sam Paete.
At saka Pres, si John, may residence daw siya sa Taguig eh. Sa BGC.
Kaya nga.
So yan, I think mas maganda yun.
Magtagig muna siya, saka na lang siya maglipat kung mabuo na.
Okay.
BP Rob, ikaw yung pinaka-active. Magsalita ka naman.
Yun. Walang sawang pasasalamat sa lahat ng mga kapipo na idaos din natin sa matyagang suporta ng PIFPO National dahil sa pangungulit na rin natin kaya naidaos to.
Ikaw yung number 1 makulit ng chapter Taguig.
Sabi ko nga mukha nga nagsisipa ako kasi pag hindi ito na charter, bibitaw na ako sa Taguig City chapter ng PIFPO. Pero hindi ko mabawi kasi na-send ko na eh. Sabi ko kailangan ma-charter to kasi pag hindi kailangan mangyari, alis ako kasi sinabi ko, di ba? So, yun.
Nakakapanginayang. Ilang weeks mong ginawa yun? Ilang weeks mong pinagsunugan ng kilay? Tapos
kaya kinulit ko si National Secretary Imata, and then nagsumbong pa ako kay Sir Ronel Baez. Then sinulatan ko si Sir Nerge na suportahan tayo. So, yun, naidaos naman. So, with the proper guidance from PIFPO National, successful, di ba?
Successful, thank you.
Yung timeline natin, hindi tayo nag-exceed, napabilis. Ang galing kasi walang naging technical difficulties sa ating in between 1 to 4:30, di ba? Ang ganda. Until 4:41 wala naman tayo na encounter na issue.
Yeah,
wala.
Ganda.
And yung sa pagiging charter natin, maganda pa rin yung performance natin kasi ang 13 tayo. 13th child tayo out of 26.
Correct. And then
26 yung 26. So
correct.
sa kalahatian pa rin tayo. Maganda pa rin performance natin.
Correct. Then thank you na rin sa bona fide members na umattend. Then
yes,
nagre-react dun sa ating group chat, no?
Yes.
And especially thank you sa ating board of officer. Kasi kahit hindi sila nagre-react, sumuporta di ba?
Sumuporta. Ganun naman sila.
Honestly, nung siguro mga less than a month na, parang hopeless na ako
Ay.
Sabi ko, paano ko i-charter to mag-isa?
Kumakaway pala si Engineer Villanueva.
Ay, good afternoon po. Question lang po if I may po. I heard you talking about Makati. Taga Makati rin po ako. So nagtagig po ako kasi nga po wala pong malapit, pinakamalapit po. Question ko po is I need to renew my membership. Ask ko lang po kung paano po Tapos yun po, I'm also one of those people waiting for Makati, ma-open po And then another question po is yung fire safety practitioner kung is there a upcoming training po sana po. Yun lang po. Thank you.
Thank you for
Let me
that.
answer.
Yan ang iniantay namin. Pero I will not preempt kasi meron tayo ditong present na national officer. So sila yung magsagot na lang po sa inyo. Secretary Aris. Secretary, take it out.
Actually, yung isang question about membership, ano yung sa question mo tungkol sa Taguig
Yes po.
chapter, your member?
First
Ano
po
yun?
is how to renew kasi nag-expire po ng December yung membership ko. I am with Taguig po right now. Hindi ko po alam kung paano mag-renew.
Ang renewal mo talaga actually sa chapter na, hindi.
Yes po.
Ang membership mo kasi, di ba, sa Taguig ka ba
Yes po.
o sa national
Taguig
ka
po.
or sa Taguig na renewal ng
Paano po?
membership?
Saan ho magbabayad? Paano ho mag-apply? Yun po.
Yung chapter nyo mismo, kasi meron
I see.
kayong
Yun ba,
treasurer,
bali-
so the treasurer. Basically ano yan yung renewal basically ang is hindi pa naman yata nagbabago kasi may more or less uniform yung 1,000 per member So yung 1,000 na yun kasi inaayos pa rin naman namin kasi nagka-problema kami doon sa ID maker namin. Kasi dapat pagka nag-renew ka, i-issue ka ng ID.
Yes po. Yes po.
So yun ang problema namin ngayon. Medyo may problema kami ngayon sa paggawa ng ID. Ang daming chapter na hindi namin mapagbigyan dahil sira yung printer. Ang hirapan kami bumanap ng. So we're still working on that. So walang problema, don't worry about the siguro I'll bring that up dun sa next board meeting namin. Which actually bukas yun, no? So pwede kong banggitin yan.
Opo. Nag-message
Yung next
na rin ako sa
question.
Facebook. Nagtatanong din po ako
sige.
kung paano. Sige po.
Sige,
Right,
ma'am.
Tapos,
Bali, ang mangyayari, ma'am, lahat ng bona fide members ng tipo Taguig, kukontakin ni Engineer Aljon Corpus regarding sa renewal.
Sige po. Okay.
And then, yung regarding naman sa fire safety practitioner training,
Yes po.
diniscuss na rin namin yan na inopen din ni BP External Sampaete with National President Ronel Baez. Yun ang target talaga namin. So ngayon, waiting tayo sa advice ng national. But kino-coordinate na namin. So once na binigyan na kami ng go signal, ipopost natin yan sa lahat ng ating members sa group chat, sa FB.
Sige po. Thank you po.
Planning tayo dyan.
Dagdag ko lang yung sinabi ni BP Rob, no? Yung fire safety practitioner, if you're asking kung paano mag-apply. Sa ngayon kasi nakasuspend pa rin. The last communication we got from Bureau of Fire Protection National Headquarters, supposedly dapat kasi implemented na yung RR ng BFP ng January. And together with that, mag-o-offer na sila ng courses, no? The only course na in-offer nila was July last year pa, yung refresher course namin being fire safety practitioner. Pero aside from that, hanggang ngayon, January pa rin, hindi pa rin namin nakukuha yung certificate of compliance, competency. So, ibig sabihin nun, to simplify yung para sa question mo, kasi I guess, ngayon ko palang kukuha ng FSP, tama? So, mag-a-apply
Yes, po.
ka. And the last I know, during our refresher course, yung mga new applicants will have to undergo 48 hours ng BFP seminar.
Yes po. Ano naman po, wala
So,
namang problema po.
Oh, yeah, ano na lang namin siguro yun, ilalabas na lang namin as parang announcement sa mga chapter presidents
Yes
kung ano
po.
na ang naging ano. Kasi hindi kami makapagbigay ng announcement kasi nga nung December lang sinabi na i-extend daw yung suspension ng implementation ng RIRR. Kasi hanggang ngayon yata kasi ang inaasahan nila, lagi sinasabi ng BFP, hindi pa raw napipirmahan ni Secretary Anyo yung yung guidelines. Kasi kailangan ng guidelines eh. Doon na naman sila susunod ng guidelines para doon sa renewal as yung bagong applicants. But we'll keep you posted. Lahat ng chapters, siyempre, kaya kayo nasa PIFPO, we'll let you know.
Thank you po.
Alam ko rin naman na one of the foremost intention ng mga mag-member ng PIFPO para makakuha ng certificate of competency ng fire safety practitioner. Miski na hindi kayo aware, I'm already telling yung mga members ng ibang chapter na hindi ang talagang purpose nila pag-join diyan, probably you should include yung kagustuhan niyo maging certified fire safety practitioner, COC holder. Na ang BFP lang ang pwede magbigay.
Yes po. Thank you.
So, dapat yun isa sa mga objective ng mga members. Yun lang, Sir Rob. That's all I have.
Thank you. Good news, Sec Aris. Yun, Ma'am Veronica, and the rest of the bona fide members. Magpo-post kami pag positive na yung advice ng national.
Thank you po, sir.
Saka
wag lang yung positive sa COVID ang po-post ninyo, press po
Oo
lang.
nga po, sir.
Saka Engineer Villanueva,
Architect po actually.
Architect.
Opo.
Since na wala pang Makati na gusto mo doon, ay pwede naman sa Taguig ka muna.
Yes po. Taguig po ako naka-Taguig po ang card ko ngayon
yung,
po, sir.
Yung kasi, yung job o kaya yung residence, pwede.
Opo. Thank you po.
Okay yan, maraming mga architect pala rito.
Yung fire code po, kasi yung compliance with the fire code po is very important to us. Kaya hindi ho namin ma-push. Kaya with the COC, we're hoping to be able to push.
Tama po, lahat po tayo ganyan ang pati yung mga civil engineer dito, mechanical engineer dito. At meron pa nga dito may chemical engineer pa dito. Alam niyo ba, dalawa yung chemical engineer ng Taguig chapter. Merong 3 industrial engineer. Kompleto rito sa Taguig chapter ang mga engineering. Kaya baka meron pang po dyan nakikinig na may tanong.
In addition, Press, kay Architect Veronica.
Thank you po.
Actually, magtutulong-tulungan natin ito na ma-simplify natin yung application natin. The fastest we can, provided na nandun din sa process ng BP. So, inaantabayan na natin lahat yon. So, by the time na we have already the, go signal. So, tayong lahat, hindi ito paisa-isa. Tayong lahat, we want it to be, fire safety practitioners kasi kailangan yan ng industry. Kahit saan pumunta.
Kailangan.
Okay.
Tama. Naalala ko, si BP Sampaiti pala ang nag-propose ng ganong project. Once na makapasok kayo sa Taguig chapter, katulong nyo na kami na maging kayo, COC accredited ng BFP. Yun kasi ang kailangan dapat COC competent tayo. Yan ang proposal ni BP Sampaiti. Naalala ko. So siguro sa ngayon hindi pa kagad-agad kasi mauuna siyempre yung mga officer bago yung mga member. So Iaano na lang kayo, bibigyan kayo ng mga notice, ano, pakiabangan lang po yung aming mga ipopost. Doon lang kayo mag-react.
Thank you again po.
Press.
Yes.
Nandito si, ano yan, mayroon dito, nandito pa sa ating Louis Catalan. Hindi kaya si...
Louis. Meron. Meron kanina.
Hindi naman si Sir Boyet yan, ano? Hindi naman.
Hindi siguro kasi iba yung account niya eh.
Okay.
Hindi siguro si Sir Boyet.
Louie, hi Louie. Pwede on yung camera. Sabay ka. Meron kami hinahanap. Meron kami hinahanap
baka si Sir Boyet Catalan ka.
So yun, again, i-echo ko ulit, no? Yung one of the program yun na hina-highlight ni BPE Sampaete, yung magiging ano tayo, certified fire practitioner. So yun ang goal, one of the goal ng ng Taguig. Huwag kayong magsasawa. Suportahan nyo lang yung activity natin.
Sir, nag-aabang ako ng mga training for 2022. Sir Ryan.
Oo, kay
Magandang update.
Asek Ryan, Echano. Alam ko meron ng calendar si Engineer Ryan.
Meron tayo sa February. Yung kay Engineer Mike Tan.
Engineer Mike Tan.
Hopefully may habol natin yung kay BPT Sam.
Oo. Sana makagawa uli ng Sana makagawa uli ng PowerPoint.
Yep. May time pa naman. May time pa naman si February. Then siguro ipasok natin yung topic ng very tall buildings sa April or March. Yung concern kanina nila ni Engineer Mike Magpusao sa ni Engineer Jan ng Federaland.
Actually yung nila kasi marami silang mga very tall buildings eh. Halimbawa 60 floors. Nasusunog kung halimbawa nasa 55th floor. Paano aakyat kagad yung ERT? Aasa ka sa bumbero, 4 minutes lang. Sabi ni Engineer Mike, 4 minutes lang, uncontrollable na. So dapat, incipient fire pa lang, within 4 minutes, dapat makaakyat doon ang ERT mo. So paano gagawin yan? Dapat ang design ng building, dapat merong ganun na tapos standards operation, within 4 minutes. Pagsuot pa lang ng fireman suit, ilang minuto na, segundo na. Kung walang practice, hindi kakayanin ng 4 minutes, dapat nandun ka sa taas.
And therefore, dapat very reliable yung system. May mga backup siya.
Correct. Yun ang protection system.
Very tall.
Anyway, standards lang naman yun. Yan ang gusto nila na at least may standard tayo, lalo na tayo. Taguig City, daming high-rise natin.
Yes.
Daming high-rise natin. Isang challenge.
Dito.
Ganda, galing ng pagkaka-MC ninyo ni Denmark, Miss Ana. Galing.
Yes. Congrats.
Ganda ng chemistry na, sir.
Pag national level press parang alam ko na kung sino magiging MC ng GMM sa March pa.
Yes. Pati yung iniisip mong Sec June, yung iniisip mong convention. Konkon natin, sa konkon natin.
Face to face.
Basta yung manager, alam na. May talent.
May talent tayo nakita eh. Siyempre. Nandito pa si Engineer Gael. Yan, Engineer Gael, thank you.
Thank you, Engineer June.
Diba?
Yun. Engineer Carl, thank you, thank you. Thank you ng
Thank you
marami.
po.
BPT Sam. BPT.
Big Sam.
Sam.
Meron din kasi kaming event sa sa electrical. May, dalawa rin yung monitor ni BPT Sam Santua.
Nandun siya sa kabila.
Dalawa rin yung monitor namin kasi sabay sabay. Kasi kami, Metro West kami pareho. Anong chapter ka BP Sampaete?
Metro West.
Metro West.
Metro West din.
Andon, meron tayong event ngayon.
Meron nga,
Kaya dalawa yung minomonitor ko. Ay, baka...
Bye na, sir.
Okay,
Bye na, sir.
BP
Hindi pa ako
Sampaete.
nag-lunch kasi mula 11:30 naka-login na tayo Hindi na ako nakapag-lunch. Pasmado na, nagkakape na ako. Bye-bye, sirs.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, thank you.
Very much, everyone. Congratulations. Kapit, congratulations.
Congrats to all.
Press, paalam na rin ako.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you
Sige.
sa atin.
Thank you sa atin. Congrats sa
sir.
atin.
Congrats.
At focus muna kami doon sa kabila namin. Sa electrical.
God bless.
Masyadong napaga yung fellowship. Kukuha na sana ako ng brandy Napaga, maaga pa mag-brandy
Wala pa alas 5.
Anyway, sige. Thank you very much.
Yung mga press, yung mga certificates pala natin ng para mapadala natin doon sa speakers.
Gawa natin ng yun.
Plake.
Ng plake. Plake yun.
Okay.
Pati yung lahat ng board.
Pati yung BOT natin. Tulad nung dati nating ginawa, ganun din. Sige natin.
Okay.
Sige. Thank you.
Thank
Kung
you.
Kung nagpahintay nga si Listana, magraran ako ng isang presentation ko Irara, naka-ready naman. Ready ko kagabi. Pagka overview lang muna, di ba? Para ma-cover lang natin yung oras na hinihintay natin siya. Iraran ko nga sana to
Okay. Close na natin to.
Sige, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye-bye.